Lopes take the lead.
Good evening and welcome to Brazos Stadium on the campus of Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona. Michael Potter here with you for Lopes Baseball. Grand Canyon University Antelopes come in at 24-22, 18-3, and atop the Western Athletic Conference, hosting San Jose State. The Spartans 15-30-1, 8-17-1 in conference play, and just 3-20 on the road. Tonight's starter for GCU is Gabe Benavides. Benavides, the sophomore lefty, comes into this one with a 4.67 ERA. This is his fourth start of the season, and he's got 27 innings pitched, 36 hits, 17 runs, 14 earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 16. Opponents hitting .321 against the sophomore lefty. Gabe Benavides has a record of 0-1. Quickly, we'll take a look at the defense. Around the horn of the outfield, left to right, Tom LaRouge, Preston Pavlica, Garrison Schwartz, the best defense for the Lopes that they can throw out there. Ty Wyatt gets a start at third, Mark Mumper at short, Austin Bull at second, Ian Evans at first, and Griffin Barnes back behind the plate once again, catching Benavides. He will face Kellen Strom, Chris Williams, and Josh Nashid, the top three hitters in the lineup for the Spartans. Strom, the freshman center fielder, batting from the right side. First pitch misses, low and away, ball one, and we are underway here at Brazos. 7:03, first pitch, and one of the last two games to be played at Brazos Stadium as we know it. In there for a strike, 1-1. As the season ends, the Lopes will vacate the premises and head out to Utah Valley to finish their conference play. Chopper right back to Benavides, gloves it as if he was expecting it, over to first, one up, one down. So nifty glove work by Benavides, and we are off and running with the ground out to the pitcher, Chris Williams, the left-handed hitting junior right fielder, coming up to the plate for the Spartans. Williams hitting .276, 4 homers, 16 RBI on the season. Lopes head to Utah Valley to conclude Western Athletic Conference play, and then at UC Davis to conclude the season May 18th through 20th. That one misses, ball one. Lopes sitting atop the Western Athletic Conference standings. Checked his swing, but it caught the corner, 1-1. GCU up 2.5 games over New Mexico State. Of course, New Mexico State has 3 extra games to play in conference. That one ripped in, all right. Schwartz going back, off the wall. Just missed a home run, and Gary played it well. It was hit so sharply, Williams unhappy with himself. He's got a base hit single off the wall. Probably the longest single that Williams has had this season. He crushed it. Didn't look like he was admiring it too much there in the batter's box. He just roped it off that wall, and Gary, the preseason WAC player of the year in right field, everybody focuses on his offense, which is fantastic, but a very, very good defensive right fielder. Gets that one back and in a hurry, and so with one out, man on first, that'll bring up Josh Nashid. Nashid, the right-handed hitting junior designated hitter, hitting .258 with a homer and 10 RBI. Goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Lopes took 3 in Las Cruces from New Mexico State. That could turn out to be the difference. That's what the difference is right now. Of course, if the Lopes get any combination of 3 here with wins by GCU in conference and losses by New Mexico State, 0-2 the count, the conference title would go to GCU, the second time in 4 years they would have won the regular season conference title. However, New Mexico State, since losing that series to Grand Canyon, put some monster output offensively, 46 runs in 3 games up at Utah Valley, sweeping Utah Valley. And they've got Chicago State and Bakersfield left to play, up high 1-2. So, of course, if GCU can take care of business and get a sweep at Utah Valley, then the conference title is theirs and don't need any losses by New Mexico State. But that is a tall order. I know New Mexico State just did it up there in Orem, but very tough to win on the road, let alone sweep. The 1-2. Ground ball up the middle. Could they turn 2? Bulls got it to Mumper. Tap of the bag, throw to first, and a 4-6-3 double play. Boy, those two guys are getting more slick by the moment every chance they get. Lopes turning a lot of double plays en route to this great conference record that they have. So, Benavides pitches around the one-out base hit with the 4-6-3 double play. No runs, one hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. No score, Lopes coming up. Well, folks, get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu. You can find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV20 to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. We welcome all those folks viewing the broadcast on GCU TV, as well as the folks watching on the WAC Digital Network. A base runner aboard, but retired on the 4-6-3 double play. And we go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Brazil. Let's take a look at the batting order for GCU. Austin Bull will lead things off. Tom LaRouge bats second. Ian Evans, three-hole hitter, the junior first baseman. Garrison Schwartz, the preseason WAC Player of the Year, right fielder, bats fourth. Preston Pavlica in center field bats fifth. Greg Signs, another crack at the lineup as the DH, bats sixth. Ty Wyatt back at third base with a lefty on the mound, bats seventh. Griffin Barnes behind home plate, bats eighth. And Mark Mumper, your shortstop, bats ninth. Bull, LaRouge, Evans, Schwartz, Pavlica, Signs, Wyatt, Barnes, and Mumper for GCU. For the Spartans, on the bump today, Graham Gomez. Graham Gomez, the senior lefty out of Carlsbad, California. 7.14 ERA and a record of 0-1. This is his 17th appearance and his 7th start of the season. In 29 innings, he has given up 35 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned. He's walked 14 and struck out 26. Opposition hitting .299 against Graham Gomez. He's given up 14 extra base hits, 10 doubles, and 4 homers. Bull, the switch hitter, will hit from the right side against the lefty. And there's strike one. Defensively, around the horn, left to right. Joseph Stefanski in left. Kellen Strom in center. Chris Williams in right. Swing and a miss. And Bull quickly down on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. David Campbell at third. Aaron Pleschner at short. Michael Breen at second. And Shane Timmons at first. Johnny Mendoza behind home plate. The 0-2 from Gomez in the air to right field. Trying to get down, but Williams is there to make the grab for the first out of the inning. So Bull hits it on a line, but right at the right fielder. That'll bring up Tom LaRouge. Bull hitting .352 on the year prior to that at bat. LaRouge hitting .351 with a homer and 22 RBI. LaRouge, a left-handed hitter. Lopes, as a team, have scored 267 runs on the season. Up the middle. Bouncer right by the bag, base hit. So just like the top half of the frame, second batter of the ball game for each team gets a base hit. One out, man on first. Ian Evans at the plate. So of those 267 runs scored by the Lopes, 69 of those runs have been scored by the top 2 batters, and LaRouge now is on base with Evans at the plate. Evans having a monster year his first season with GCU, coming over from Gateway College, hitting .345, 5 homers, 41 RBI, the throw to first, and LaRouge back. Evans trailing Garrison Schwartz by 2 homers for the team lead and by 2 RBI. So a long ball here would cut him the lead in half at homers and not him at 43 RBI. Strike on the outside corner. So Gomez pasting the strike zone here. Beautiful night here at Brazil. We got a game tomorrow at 2 p.m. It's senior day. The Lopes have one senior that they're going to honor, A.J. Franks. They're going to get good weather for that tomorrow as well. The 0-1 in the air to center. Hit pretty well, going back. Strom at the warning track makes a nice catch over the shoulder for the out, and LaRouge has to return to first. Well, that ball continued to carry, showing the power that Evans has, because Not much of a breeze at all. The flag out there in right center field hanging down, straight down limply from the flagpole. So Evans, the power to right center field, but Strom tracked it down. 2 down. Garrison Schwartz at the plate. Gary hitting .299 on the year. And now just missed inside. Schwartz .299, 7 homers, 43 RBI. And that .299 batting average, Gary has really worked of late to push that mark up near 300. Base hit here would put him over the top. 2-0, he's ahead in the count. Garrison hitting .299 on the season, but .370 in conference play. 4 of his 7 home runs in conference play. And there for a strike, 2-1. Well, with 2 outs, we'll see a 2-1 count. Coach Stankiewicz wants to get anything going here with LaRouge, speedy runner down there at first. Tommy 4 for 5 in stolen bases, and Gomez thinking the same thing. Does that snap throw over. Many times you'll see that guy, a lefty, step off the rubber with that left leg back towards second and kind of throw the sidearm. That time he came overhand and bounced it about 5 feet in front of the bag. The 2-1. There goes the runner. Take of the pitch. It's going to be 3-1. The throw didn't get him. Well, the throw got there at about the same time. The shortstop Pleshner caught the ball, and then reached out and made the tag, but not in time. So Tom's got his 5th stolen base of the season. So bang, bang play. Pleshner not able to get the tag in time. And now 3-1 count to Garrison Schwartz. 2 outs and a man in scoring position. 3-2 count. So Gomez working that off-speed pitch effectively to LaRouge and to Evans, although he got a good piece of it. Now showing it to Schwartz here. Ground ball right side. Oh, nice glove work by the first baseman. Can he make the toss to Gomez? He does, and then they run into one another. Knock down Timmons, but what a great play by Timmons. The dive toward the line saves a run. If that one gets into the corner, Gary would have extra bases, and Tommy would have come around to score. As it is for the Lopes, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've completed 1. No score here at Brazel. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Time. You always take the time for ballet class and doctor's appointments, for school meetings and school drop-offs, late nights, early mornings. You wouldn't have it any other way. Bad dreams and good days. Big chapters and little moments. But as they grow, you can too. There's never been a better time to create a better future. GCU's online degree program puts you first, so you can make the most of your time. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
We go to the second. No score here. Both teams got a base hit from their second batter in their lineup, but could not advance him around the base paths. Shane Timmons, David Campbell, Aaron Pleshner. Timmons, the great play down at first base to rob Garrison Schwartz of extra bases and an RBI. He'll lead things off. The right-handed hitting junior first baseman. Timmons, .299 on the year, 8 homers, 36 RBI. First pitch in there for strike 1 from Gabe Benavidez. The 8 homers. Leads this squad. Williams has 4. Nobody else on this team more than 1. To the left side, going to get through past Wyatt. So second base hit of the ball game for San Jose State. Leadoff runner aboard for the first time in the ball game. That'll bring up David Campbell. Campbell, left-handed, hitting third baseman. 291 on the year, no homers, 15 RBI. Timmons, 4 for 5 in stolen bases this season. Well, GCU coming off a big offensive output, as a throw over to first chases the runner back in that series victory over Seattle. Seattle got game 1 on Friday night, a 9-8 score. Lopes pounded the ball around the ballpark, 19-0 in game 2. There goes a runner, big jump, the throw from Barnes. They got him. Man, what a jump. Griffin Barnes just showing a cannon right there because Timmons got a really nice jump on that one. But caught stealing as Barnes fires down to second, and there's one out. Pitch was a strike as well, so it's about the best that scenario could possibly work. A strike and the runner throwing out trying to steal. In there for another strike, strike 2. So great play by Griffin Barnes on the throw. We've seen Griffin make some nice throws. Of course, we saw that acrobatic juggling catch that he made that was all over the airwaves from ESPN to the Today Show, all over Twitter. The 0-2. Little chopper right side. Bull in on it for the easy out. 2 retired. Aaron Pleshner. So Pleshner up at the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Pleshner 292, no homer, 17 RBI. The interesting thing about that juggling catch that Barnes made that's getting so much attention, and rightly so, because I've never really seen a catch like that, is that he wasn't even supposed to play that game. Popped up right side. Evans in foul territory, waiting, moving back, but staying in foul territory, makes the grab, and that's the inning. We'll finish that thought in a moment. Leadoff single, the caught stealing, ground out, and a pop out, and that's your inning. No runs on one end. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the second. No score here at Brazel. Stay cool this summer with iced coffee, tea, and smoothies from the Grand Canyon Beverage Company. Open weekdays this summer in the Student Union and Canyon 49. Iced coffee, tea, and smoothies. That's the Grand Canyon Beverage Company. Well, in that series, Josh Meyer got the start behind home plate in the Friday night game. Went 0 for 4, but did score a run. And he was slated to start on Saturday. But he was scratched at the last minute due to an illness. Barnes got in there, made the great catch, went 2 for 4 with a run and an RBI. Got the start again on Sunday, went 1 for 4 with a run and RBI, and getting the start here in this one today. But the offensive outburst by the Lopes, they scored 36 runs in that 3-game series and pounded out 41 hits. They had 9 doubles, a triple, and 5 homers in that 3-game set against Seattle. And the pitching was very good as well. Jake Repovich, a complete game victory on a Saturday. A.J. Franks pitched 4 1/3 scoreless innings. And then Jack Schneider, picking up the win, went 6 innings, gave up just 1 earned run. So everything hitting for the Lopes in that series, and they went 2-1. Pavlik to lead off, Signs and Wyatt to follow. This pitch misses low to Preston Pavlica. Pavlica being back in the lineup after missing 27 ball games due to the injury to the wrist he sustained, making a fantastic catch up at St. Mary's. It's been huge. It hits him in the foot, and he's aboard. Him being back in the lineup has been huge for GCU because it really allows them to lengthen things out in the lineup. For a while there, it was the top of the order that was doing it all, and Evans and Schwartz were kind of taking turns driving runs in. But, boy, the last couple of series, it's been 1 through 7 have just been dominant in this batting order. Greg Signs at the plate. This is a guy, I talked to Coach Stankiewicz in the pregame. The worst news for the Lopes, everybody hitting so well, is a guy like Signs has trouble getting in the lineup. Throw over to first, the runner back. And so to get him in there and to have Wyatt in there, you got Zach Malice on the bench. It probably works out well against the lefty here. But Malice, a huge part of this squad, and defensively might give up a little bit down there at third base. Zach, though, hitting just a $190 against lefties, so he's on the bench. That first pitch in there, a strike to Greg Saenz. Saenz 326 on the year, 2 homers and 10 RBI. Played 2 ball games in the series here over the weekend with Seattle. He 0-1 in the dirt. Mendoza scoops it up nicely. He had 8 at-bats, got 5 hits, 2 doubles, 3 RBI. He had 625 in those 2 ball games. The 1-1. Out in front of that one, the off-speed pitch. Count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seems like Gomez, the best pitch has been that off-speed offering. Well, we mentioned the Lopes have the game tomorrow, and then they head to Utah Valley for 3, and then UC Davis the 18th through 20th, and their season is done. Fouled off. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. San Jose State, after the 2 games here, they're at San Francisco and then at home against San Francisco, and then finish up at UNLV. The Mountain West Championship, so the 24th through the 28th. 2-2. No score here in the bottom of the 2nd inning at Brazel. One of the last 2 games here this season for the Lopes. Throw over. About 72 degrees. Probably drop below 70, about 65, 66 by the time we finish this one off. Tomorrow should be nice as well. Partly cloudy skies and about 79 degrees. That's that snap throw over there in the runner back. Pavlica, good wheels on first base. He's 3 for 3 in stolen bases. So Gomez trying to keep him close. Another throw over and Pavlica back. Preston making that great over the shoulder catch, running right into the wall as he caught the ball, hung on to it to record the out, stayed in the game a bit, and then had to be removed. He said once he hit the wall, he could tell something wasn't quite right. Wasn't excruciating pain or anything, but he could just tell something wasn't good there and ended up missing the 27 ball games. Signs of 5'11", junior. Played his prep ball at Sandra Day O'Connor High School just down the road. Hit 270 his freshman year, 278 his sophomore year, and hitting 326 in this junior campaign. And once again, his biggest problem has been just finding ABs. They tried him out at second base a little bit, played a little first base, a little third base. Most natural spot is this designated hitter role. The 3-2. Runner going. Up high, he walked him. Runners at first and second. So the hit by pitch, and now the walk. A couple of freebies by Graham Gomez. And now runners at first and second. Wyatt at the plate. And with the number 7 hole hitter, we're going to get a visit to the mound here from Dean Stiles. But with the 7 hole hitter, you might think about dropping down a bunt. The only problem with that is Wyatt has been hitting the ball so well. Maybe you try something else. Ty Wyatt comes in hitting .310 on the season, 1 homer and 16 RBI. Wyatt in the 2 games he played against Seattle hit .400, 2 for 5 with a run and an RBI. So a lot of things you can do when a guy's hitting the ball that well. You could put on a little hit and run. You could try to move the runners over. Just not sure if you want to do that with Barnes and Mumper, the 2 batters coming up. Dean Stiles has had his say. Now Graham Gomez collecting himself and ready to get back on the mound. Gomez, the senior, out of Carlsbad, California, and Palomar Community College. Wyatt 1 home run and 16 RBI on the year. Second inning in a row, the Lopes have had a man in scoring position. Wyatt is showing bunt. Gomez spins around, chases the runner back, but nobody out there to keep Pavlica honest at second base. See if Ty really is going to bunt. Campbell thinks he is. He's got a foot on the grass and coming in. So does Timmons at first base. He's squaring around the bunt here. Let's see if he does it or pulls the bat back. He's going to bunt. Pulled the bat back because it was a ball. 1-0. Well, sometimes you'll see coaches where they'll tell the kid to, maybe you give them one free swing, and then if they don't get it in play, then you bunt. Sometimes you'll even see him do it the other way. Show bunt, now with the 1-0 count, expecting the pitcher to think, hey, he's going to be bunting here. Let's get the pitch in there. Let him hit away. Wyatt showing bunt again. He's going to bunt. Outside, 2-0. So now with the 2-0 count, do you change the play and let him hit away? We'll see. Coach Stankiewicz down there at third base in his 6th season at GCU. Only coach coaching in D2 and Division I. He and Gil Stafford had some time at NAI, D2, D1. And they do take the bunt off, hit into center field. Diving, the diving catch made by the center fielder Strom. Boy, what a catch that was. Pavlica did a nice job because he took the lead. Had that ball dropped, he was thinking, I'm going to score, so he got far enough off. And once he realized that Strom was going to have to dive, he even extended that lead because knew he could get back to second in time. So Strom makes a very nice play in center field, that ball slicing away and diving down toward the turf. That'll bring up Griffin Barnes. And so Coach Stankiewicz did take off the bunt with the 2-0 count. Almost paid dividends, but great defensive play. So you got runners at first and second now with an out. Griffin Barnes in 224, a homer, and 6 RBI. That went in the dirt. That might have hit him, but it went over the toes, and both runners are going to move up as the ball got all the way to the backstop. So the wild pitch moves the runners into scoring position. Now base hit should play 2. Signs with good speed, above average speed out there at second base. To finish that thought, Gil Stafford, the second coach in GCU baseball history, coached the team to some NAI championships, coached them in Division I the first time when they were in the Western Athletic Conference from 95 to 98 and won a Western Division title in the WAC, and then coached them in D2, the 1-0. Ground ball right side is going to get through. The dive, it does. They're going to hold up the runner, signs at third, but one run comes across, and it's a 1-0 GCU lead. Well, Barnes didn't hit it sharply, but got it just enough through the right side for an RBI, and Pavlica comes in to score, making it 1-0.
Shortstop number 18, Mark Mumper.
So the wild pitch immediately pays dividends. Had that not happened, I doubt that. Well, they might have tried to score Pavlica with that soft hit to the right side, but Signs is going to stop at third. So now the number 9 hole hitter at the plate, Mark Mumper. Mumper, the right-handed hitting sophomore shortstop, hitting a .198 on the year, 2 homers, 17 RBI, just flirting with that Mendoza line for the batting average most of the season. Mumper, stellar defense. If his hitting comes around, he'll be a terror in this league. Fastball missed outside, ball 1. But boy, you watch, they turned the double play in the first inning, and just the way that Mumper and Barnes are starting to work together out there in the middle of the infield, giving a lot of consistency up the middle. The 1-0. 2-0. Kevin Doherty, your home plate umpire. John Schiller at first and Paul Ariola at third. I was walking after getting a drink here, heading back up to the press box, and the umpires were walking out, and I looked at Kevin Doherty and I said, "How you doing?" And he was grimacing and kind of holding his hamstring as he walked out. He said, "I don't feel very good." I said, "Boy, it's kind of early for that." On the corner, strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. He was kind of grimacing. I said, "Well, Greg Spence, the guy with the red beard, is in the dugout. He's our trainer. Maybe go visit with him before you head out there." Offered him a stool or a chair. He said he'd appreciate it, but probably the conference might frown on it. Throw over and the runner back. It looks to be doing okay. Doherty back there behind home plate. Well, nothing GCU. The bottom of the second. Mumper with a chance to bring another run across with Signs down at third base. Hit pretty well in the center field. Going back is Strom. See if they try to score. Signs, a good tag. The throw comes into second, and it's 2-0 on the sac fly by Bumper. So Mark getting another RBI. Bumper picks up RBI number 18 on just 21 hits on the season. So Bumper kind of picking up where Jared McDonald was last year. About every time he got to base hit, he drove in a run. Bumper driving in the run there, and it's 2-0 GCU, top of the order. Barnes down there at first. Pitch caught the top of the zone. Bull lined out to the right fielder, Chris Williams, this last time up. Hit it sharply, but at Williams, who came in on the ball and made the grab. We talk about the top two in the order, Bull and LaRouge, and their numbers in Seattle, or in the Seattle series, were a bit crazy. 12 for 24 between Bull and LaRouge, batting 1-2 in all three games. So that's obviously 500 batting average, 9 runs, 5 RBI, and 3 walks between the two of them. Talk about setting the table. Inside corner for a strike. So Gomez moving the ball around a bit, trying to get out of this inning with just a couple of runs across. Barnes, not a huge lead over there at first. The 1-2. Missed outside, 2-2. Boy, Bull, such a good eye at the plate. Well, on Friday night, Austin Bull got his first career home run as an Antelope. It knotted the game for a few moments at 7 apiece in the 6th inning. Into right field, another line drive. That one's going to get down. It might get past Williams. It does. Into the gap. Barnes on his horse. They're going to score it. Coach Stankiewicz is waving. The throw's going to come to the plate. Not in time. Barnes on his horse scores from first with the double by Bull, and it's 3-0 GCU. Boy, that sure looked like the right fielder Williams took a very direct angle toward that ball, and it was scalded. It got by him in a hurry and got all the way to the wall. With 2 outs, Barnes was off with the crack of the bat. Coach Stankiewicz did not hesitate, and the Lopes lead by 3. So Austin Bull picks up his 9th double of the year and his 16th RBI. And I'll bring up Tom LaRouge. LaRouge 1 for 1, a single and a stolen base. And of course, with the speed for Bull, a base hit here could play another run for the Lopes. Nice breaking pitch in there for a strike. Tommy, the starting left fielder in this one, he's kind of found a home over there. Played some center field with Pavlica out injured. Also played some DH this season when he was coming back from an injury of his own. The 0-1. Bull getting a good lead. Inside, 1-1. And that one hit him on the helmet. Tried to throw that breaking pitch again. I think Tommy should be okay. He's kind of bent down, and that breaking pitch stayed up. Second hit batter of the inning, and third free pass. 2 hit batters, 2 walks. The hit batter and the walk have both scored. And another trip to the mound by Dean Stiles. We got action in the pen down there. And we are going to get a reliever here in the 2nd inning. So Graham Gomez goes an inning and 2/3, and he will give way to a relief pitcher. Not the outing they were looking for from their senior lefty, Gomez. He gives way to number 14, Eric Anderson. Anderson, the 5'11", 190-pound junior out of Squaw Valley, California, in Sanger High School. So Eric Anderson comes in. So Graham Gomez leaves, responsible for both runners on base. Gomez started this inning by hitting Pavlica. Preston would eventually come around to score on the single by Griffin Barnes. He walked Signs, who eventually came around to score on the sac fly by Mark Mumper. And he got Wyatt to fly out to center, but that took a diving grab by the center fielder Kellen Strom to get that out. Barnes got the base hit single that drove in Pavlica, and then the sac fly by Mumper to drive in Signs. And then the double by Bull, that chased Griffin Barnes home with a third run of the inning. And with Bull down there at second, Graham Gomez tried to throw a breaking pitch. It didn't break, and Tommy ducked his head and hit Tom LaRouge on the helmet. Tom seems to be okay. He's down there chatting with Garrison Schwartz. Now he's going to trot back down to first base. Austin Bull chatting with Greg Bordas and Coach Stankiewicz down there by third base. Eric Anderson, 8.10 ERA. This is his 10th appearance, 9th appearance out of the pen. In 6 2/3, he's given up 12 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. Walked 4 and struck out 6. Opposition hitting .387 against Anderson. They're bringing in the righty here, and he'll face Ian Evans. Evans flew out to center his last time up. WAC scores. Northridge beat Bakersfield 3-2 in 10. Chicago State hosting Eastern Illinois. Eastern Illinois got that win 6-2. Seattle at Washington. Sac State at Fresno State, and San Jose State at Grand Canyon. I believe those games are in progress. We'll get you some scores to update you on those. So Anderson's done and we're ready to go. And talking to Coach Stankiewicz, the Lopes were looking for a staff day today. First pitch in there for a strike to Evans, but it is the Spartans who go to their pen first. Lopes were thinking they wanted to get 3 or maybe 4 innings out of Gabe Benavides, but boy, he's pitching really well. He's faced the minimum through 2 innings. Now sitting on the bench, getting a little cool though. Seattle up 5-1 at Washington through 5. Way outside, and a nice backhand stab by the catcher Mendoza. Well, in that Seattle ball club, I mean, we saw them on Friday night. They didn't look so hot Saturday and Sunday, but I tell you, they looked pretty good in the 9th inning on Sunday. That's a team that I'm not sure a lot of folks, I mean, I guess there'd be a lot of folks in the WAC who would love to see them not make the playoffs, because that's a team that can get on a roll, I think. Inside almost hit him. 2 balls and 1 strike to Evans. And I would argue, I haven't seen all the teams, but I would argue that they would be the scariest team, or the team with the most chance to jump up and win that tournament if you have to pick somebody other than the New Mexico State Aggies on the outside corner 2-2. Don't think it's a straight walk for the Aggies, but I do believe they are going to be the best team in that tournament. Almost kind of theirs to lose. But Seattle could be a scary team if they can get a little bit of pitching. The 2-2. The runners, great jump. There they go. Little flare, foul. So the runners will come back. Boy, Bull got a nice little walking lead and took off. LaRouge was just following his lead. He's not being held on, so with Tom's speed, he doesn't have to worry about too big of a jump. Cal State's 2 balls, 2 strikes. There are 2 outs. Lopes lead it 3-0. So I'm sure this is a WAC digital broadcast. There might be some folks out there from some of the other teams watching that might disagree with that statement, but the 2-2. Anderson spins and chases the runners back. When you look at the standings, you look at the way the teams have played. I mean, Bakersfield playing much better, obviously, but New Mexico State seems to be a notch above everybody else in that tournament. The 2-2. In the dirt, gets away. Bull's going to try to take third, and he's going to take it on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the inning. First one for Anderson. Bull to third. LaRouge to second. Now you might think, well, gosh, Grand Canyon really took it to New Mexico State down at Las Cruces, so how good could they be? But you talked to Coach Stankiewicz, and he said that was probably the best 3 games, top to bottom, pitching, defense, hitting, that they've put together all season. In the air to right center. That might get down, slicing away. It's going to find its way to the wall. Bull and LaRouge score easily. Evans cruises into second base. The 5-run inning puts the Lopes up by 5. Well, Ian Evans continues to just rip the ball, and he picks up 2 RBI. So for the time being, he's tied for the team lead of 43 with Garrison Schwartz. But Gary's at the plate. Base hit here. He could take that lead right back. Boy, a couple times it just has looked like the reads off the bat by the Sac State outfielders. They've taken different angles to the ball. They're kind of breaking straight over toward the ball and not back. And the next thing you know, the ball's passed him into the wall. That one, though, another one, hit very hard by Evans. Gary at the plate. A ground out to first his last time up. It was down the line. Took a diving play by Timmons. Fastball high and away, ball 1. For Evans, that's his 14th double of the year and his 19th extra base hit. Not too bad. We'll take it. That's how you announce your presence with authority, as Nuke Lelouch would say, for the junior college transfer from Gateway. The 1-0. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1. Never quite sure what you're going to get from those junior college kids. I mean, a lot of good junior college baseball throughout Arizona, California, Texas. So you expect they're facing great competition. It's just a bit of a different beast moving up to Division I baseball. The 1-1. Missed outside, 2-1. Of course, Evans had all kind of success at Gateway. Took his team to the National Junior College D2 World Series. They were 43-22 overall that year. The 2-1. Right through it, 2-2. Ian Evans out there at second. He finished last year hitting .403. That was 6th in Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. Got some guys that can hit in that conference. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball. So the inning ends on a strikeout of the 9th batter to come up in the inning. But the Lopes put a big crooked number on the board. 5 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and a man left on base. We've completed 2, 5-0 GCU. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Founded on the belief that the entrepreneurial dream is an engine that drives innovation forward in a global marketplace, the Colangelo College of Business educates and develops values-driven business leaders. Our graduates exemplify the principles of servant leadership and entrepreneurship. GCU's strong Christian identity informs the education you receive, integrating our Christian values with the business curriculum. The college features more than 25 programs from the bachelor through the master's level, catering to traditional, evening, and online students. These programs serve a diverse set of aspiring business professionals who not only learn in the classroom, but gain real-world experience operating actual businesses. Our students also receive unique access to Jerry Colangelo's legendary experience, leadership, and connections throughout the business world. Find out more at gcu.edu/business.
5-0 GCU. Lopes put the crooked number on the board and do it with just 3 hits, but 2 of them were doubles. They were helped along with a couple hit batters and a walk. Everybody that got a freebie by the hit batter or the walk came around to score. And the Lopes head to the third. Gabe Benavides on the hill. He's faced the minimum, so he'll face the bottom third. Mendoza, Stefanke, and Breen. Johnny Mendoza, the catcher, hitting .286, no homer, 6 RBI. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. We'll see how Benavides handles that long half inning. I was talking to Coach Stankiewicz about that, on the Saturday night game. The Lopes put 19 runs on the board. That one in their first strike, 1-1. And they pounded out 17 hits. There were some long offensive innings, and so Jake Repovich had to sit there and enjoy them and watch through them, but get a little cold. And I asked Coach Stankiewicz how difficult that is for a pitcher to get out of that rhythm and just take such a prolonged seat on the bench. Into right field, center field, Pavlica coming over toward right, making the grab for the first out of the inning. And he said, you just got to kind of get into a little bit of a rhythm of when you sit down a while. If you feel yourself getting tight, maybe get up, stretch, loosen up a little bit. You can even toss a little bit behind the dugout. But I said, but in the end, you'll take the 19 runs, even if it means you have to sit for a while. And he said, oh, absolutely. Pitchers love it when they're sitting over there and guys are just tacking up crooked numbers. Stefanke at the plate. 1 out, nobody on. Fastball misses away, ball 1. Well, we'll see if Coach Stankiewicz and Coach Dorman hold to their plan. They scripted it out that Benavides would just go 3, maybe 4 innings, and they'd bring in a reliever regardless of the situation. And their first strike, 1-1. But if you're up 5 or more and your pitchers face the minimum, you might stick with them, and nobody warming in the pen right now, but they're all down there. Typically, the Lopes don't send their relievers down till the 5th inning. And went into left center field. That one's going to get down, trying to cut it off, but it's going to go to the warning track. Pavlica's got it. He does cut it off from going to the wall, but it's still a 1-out double for Stefanke.
Batting ninth, second baseman number 1, Michael Breen.
That'll bring up Michael Breen. Breen and Benavides, they were summer league teammates with the Gresham Grey Wolves, and they were roommates. So this could be payback for maybe leaving the towel on the floor or something like that. Not sure which of them would have been the messy roommate or if they were both clean roommates, but a lot of GCU and a lot of players from every D1 team heading off to summer league play. Chance to meet other guys from different programs, challenge yourself against teams from so-called better leagues than the ones that you're in. 1-0 to Breen. Breen 211 on the year, no homer, 17 RBI. Check of the runner, Stefanke down at second. Fouled off, 1-1. Now, Coach Stankiewicz didn't tell us the script in the sense of who the next pitcher would be, but you could probably kind of figure it out by who's sitting down there. And if they're going to bring him in the 4th, you would think they would start warming up once the Lopes come up to bat. Spins around, the runner back. 5-0 Lopes, top of the 3rd. Final midweek matchup for GCU. They finish out on the weekends. Fisted foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Breen. Yeah, Bobby Malachy down there. Deegan Hart is down there as well. They're not throwing, but they're in the bullpen. The 1-2 to Breen, up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The number 9 hole hitter, top of the order, and Kellen Strom on deck. San Jose State does something a little differently. Their batter that's on deck is actually Chris Williams, who is the batter that's in the hole. The next batter up is in the dugout, typically watching the pitcher and talking to the coach. The 2-2 fouled off late on a breaking pitch. So if you look over there, you'll see number 20, Chris Williams, the number 2 hole hitter, in the on-deck circle, taking some cuts. Number 21, Kellen Strom, is in the dugout. Not taking full cuts in the dugout because that could be a little dangerous, but watching the pitcher from that angle. The 2-2. The dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Barnes keeps it in front of him. Runners cannot advance. All new coaching staff. Of course, the Lopes played up at San Jose last season and split that midweek series. Jason Hawkins, though, first year as a head coach for this club out of Western Oregon State College. His assistant coach, his pitching coach, who we've seen take a few visits to the mound, is out of Oregon. Coach Stankiewicz, a lot of good things to say about this coaching staff. Saw them visiting the 2 skippers before the game. The 3-2. Ground ball to short. Oh, they might have a play at third. They're going to go to third, and they got him. Well, that's the mistake there by the runner, Stefanski, and a great play by Mumper. Typically, if you're on second, if the ball's in front of you, you retreat or at least hold your ground. If the ball's behind you, you break to third. That time, the ball was bounced in front of him. Mumper very quickly jumped on it, made the throw to third. The tag by Wyatt. 2 down, man on first, now on the fielder's choice. Possibly that Stefanski thought that ball was not hit hard enough that he could still sneak in there to third, but he is the second out of the inning on the 6-5 putout. First pitch misses a leadoff man, Kellen Strom. On Stefanski, a senior, must have thought that was the case, that the ball was just not hit hard enough and he could get there. The 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0. Lopes' magic number for the conference, 2 if they want a share of the conference title, 3 to guarantee themselves a chance to win the conference title outright. 2-0. Ripped to third, gloved, dropped. Wyatt's going to have to fire it across. He does, and that's the inning. 5-3 on the putout. So now Gabe Benavides has faced 1 over the minimum. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and a man left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. 5-0 GCU. Spend summer 2017 working towards your future career by investing in yourself with the Career Impact Center's job and internship opportunities. Find your own career-making opportunity today at gcu.edu/career services. That's gcu.edu/career services. We've already seen the GCU softball squad win the co-championship with New Mexico State, right? Share the title with the Aggies. GCU trying to avoid a share of the title with the Aggies in baseball, trying to win it outright. The only thing that makes it a little difficult is the fact that, as we mentioned, the Lopes are going to finish their conference run this weekend. And New Mexico State will have 3 games left after this weekend. So, if New Mexico State's down a game and a half and they swept their final series, they would end knotted for the conference. Lopes currently up 2.5 games. Now, New Mexico State just came off the thumping of Utah Valley up at Orem, and you got to believe that Utah Valley's not going to want to get swept again. So they're going to have extra incentive when the Lopes head up there on Thursday for the Friday-Saturday series there. Pavlica to lead things off. Preston led off the second. Lopes batted 9 and scored 5. Anderson, the relief pitcher's first pitch up high, ball 1. This is the first time Anderson has faced Preston Pavlica. He was hit by a pitch, came around to score the first run of the ball game in the second inning. As we mentioned, 9 batters to the plate in that second inning. 5 runs across. 2-0 to Pavlica. Fastball, misses inside, 3-0. And he walked him on 4. So Pavlica aboard for the second time and no official at-bat. He was hit by a pitch and now he walks. 2 plate appearances, 0 official at-bats, and on board twice. So we're going to get another new pitcher, third pitcher of the ball game for San Jose State. We were warned that both teams were looking at a staff day, but Lopes getting a very good start out of Gabe Benavides. So we got a new pitcher coming on. Number 44, Jackson Cunningham. Cunningham, the 5'10 righty, a freshman out of Valencia, California, and West Ranch High School. So third pitcher of the ball game is going to be Jackson Cunningham. And it looks like for the Lopes, Gabe Benavides will be back for the 4th inning because nobody is warming down in the pen. Like I said, when I talked to Coach Stankiewicz prior to the game, I asked him who's unavailable. Is everybody available on a Tuesday night, knowing you might need him on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out of the pen? And he said, we're going to try to script this out a little differently, and we'd like to, have Gabe go, and then we're already telling guys who's going to be next. He didn't share with me who was next. But in that statement, he said, we're trying to tell guys, hey, Gabe's going to start, but you'll be 4th inning and 5th inning. You'll be 6th inning and 7th. So I assumed, probably should have verified, that he was planning on throwing Gabe 3 innings. But, boy, I tell you what, you face one batter over the minimum, you get an extra inning, and you got a 5-0 lead. So they might throw that script out the door if Benavides can pitch deep in this ballgame. That's just what the doctor ordered for GCU going into their final WAC conference series at Orem. Jackson Cunningham, a 6.75 ERA. This is his 18th appearance, all out of the bullpen. In 17 1/3, he's given up 20 hits, 15 runs, 13 earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 15. Opposition hitting .290 against him. And he has given up 4 doubles, no triples, no homers. Greg Sines strides up to the plate. Five nothing GCU, leadoff man aboard with the walk, almost exactly like the inning started last inning for the Lopes. Pavlica was hit by a pitch in the second. He walks, and there he goes. Big jump. The throw down, the slide, he's safe. The ball gets away. I think he was safe either way, and Pavlica has the stolen base. So Preston not hitting the pause button, up 5-0 here. Pavlica now a perfect 4 for 4 in stolen bases this season. Second steal of the ball game, LaRouge stole a base in the first. Pitch was a strike, no balls and 1 strike to count now to Sines, who's got a great opportunity at an RBI here. Gray getting 326 on the year. 2 homers, 10 RBI. The second baseman, Breen, keeping Pavlica tight at second base. The San Jose State squad struggling this season, 15-30-1, 8-17-1 in the Mountain West Conference. And as we mentioned, just 3 wins away from home. The 0-1. Pavlica, another great jump, goes to third, steals it, ball gets away, but he is safe at third. So Pavlica walks, steals second, and now steals third. The Lopes continuing to put the pressure on San Jose State. 1-1 count now. I would be shocked if he tried to steal home here, but why not? Go for it. Hopefully Signs gets a sign, because you don't want him swinging away. Cunningham not working out of the windup, though, so. The 1-1. Shot past the drawn in infield off the glove. Pavlica, though, couldn't advance, and the recovery and the throw by Breen for the out. Well, that was a shot right at Breen in the drawn in infield, and he knocked it down somehow. So Signs retired 4-3, and because initially it looked like he gloved it, Pavlica couldn't advance. I'll bring up Ty Wyatt, who flew out to center field in the second. The thought of the walk to Pavlica and then stealing second and third and then stealing home kind of reminds me of a story that Jason Giambi told about Ricky Henderson when they were playing for the Oakland A's together. Giambi was talking about the fact that Henderson never knew anybody's name that he played with, who either called him by their initial, if he knew that, or their number. So Ricky called Jason Giambi G most of the time. And Giambi tells a story that pitch misses 1-0, that it was an extra inning ball game, and Giambi, I believe, was a rookie at the time. And Ricky was batting, and Giambi was batting second right behind him. And it was an extra inning game in there for a strike 1-1, and Ricky came over to him in the on-deck circle and said, "Hey, G, I'm going to get on first, then I'm going to steal second, then I'm going to steal third. Wait till I do that, then hit a sac fly, and let's get out of here." And Ricky got up, walked, stole second, stole third, and Giambi hit a sac fly, and they won the game and went home. That's what speed can do for you. The 1-1. And then for a strike 1-2. And Ricky was the best of all time at swiping bags. Probably, I mean, you could argue, is it even an argument, the best leadoff hitter of all time? Ricky Henderson? Ooh, that one just missed, 2-2. No? The best leadoff hitter of all time. You can tweet us at GCU Baseball and let us know who you think is a better leadoff hitter. I don't know who you're going to come up with, though. I don't know, did Ty Cobb lead off? Ichiro was pretty good. The 2-2. Popped up on the infield. That one collected by the shortstop Pleshner for the second out. So after the leadoff walk and the steal of second, the steal of third, maybe Pavlica should have tried to steal home because he's in danger of ending the inning down at third base. Griffin Barnes at the plate. Barnes had an RBI single and came around to score the third run of the second inning. Did Ichiro always lead off when he came over to play MLB? Most of the time, right? He was something special, that guy. He's still playing, right? That went in there for a strike. Our strength and performance coach for the baseball squad, Gabe Borland, was in that Seattle organization and said the workout routine in season and out of season that Ichiro held to was unbelievable. Fly ball to right center field, coming over Strom. He's going to make the grab, and the Lopes strand Pavlica at third. He did his best. He walked, he stole second, he stole third, but 3 straight outs. And nifty pitching there by Jackson Cunningham coming in and able to get his team out of the inning. So for the Lopes, no runs on no hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We go to the fourth, 5-0 GCU. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Learn the art of hospitality management at Grand Canyon University, right in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona, a top tourism market bustling with opportunity for our hospitality students. Join the student team at GCU Hotel, delivering unmatched service plus beautiful amenities like the Oasis Pool, full-service fitness center, Canyon 49 Grill, and the artisanal coffee and teas of GCVC. Enjoy hands-on training, leadership opportunities, and learn golf management on the rolling greens of GCU Championship Golf Course, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways. Plus, a brand new luxury clubhouse, golf pro shop, and restaurant. Across every enterprise, hospitality management at GCU is your chance to network, learn, and grow. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
5-0 Lopes as we go to the fourth. We're in a heated discussion up here in the press box about the greatest hitter of all time. I mean, we brought up the greatest leadoff man of all time, Ricky Anderson, and we talked about Ty Cobb, and then, of course, Ichiro, because we have the Seattle Mariners apologist to my right here, Josh Hauser. But he has a point. I mean, Ichiro's fantastic. We're talking about who's the greatest hitter of all time, and if you combine Ichiro's hits in Major League Baseball, Ichiro, the college one. Say that again. Matthew Boggs, Georgia Tech, of course, the greatest college hitter of all time. That's unarguable. Chris Williams to lead things off. Josh Nashid and Shane Timmons do up. Matthew Boggs of Georgia Tech. Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. 1-1. Williams singled his last time up. 2-1. Might be able to argue that the person who brought that up is a little biased in that opinion. Possibly. Just slightly. The 2-1. Fouls it back 2-2. Well, but the first line of his bio says one of the premier leadoff hitters in all of college baseball. Boom. Done. Done. 2-2. Ooh, just missed. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. All right, it's getting kind of crazy up here now. Getting kind of crazy now. The 3-2. Ooh, almost hit him, but he walked him. So Benavides gets to come back out in the 4th inning here. The script initially, I'm thinking, said that he would pitch 3, but he faced 1 over the minimum walks. The first bat of the inning, first walk of the ball game for Benavides. That'll bring up Josh Nashid. Nashid ground into a 4-6-3 double play. The runner who was the 4-6 of that is Chris Williams, who's down there at first. We'll see if the Lopes can do it again here. Quick throw over. Benavides trying to take care of the runner himself. Boy, we've seen those lefties with that move. Obviously, Repovich the best at it, but we've seen Schneider with a nice little move over there. We've seen Andrews. We've seen now from Benavides. Jake Repovich does it so well because he just has that sidearm sling, and he can put the ball right on the bag for the tag. Williams looks like he's getting ready to go somewhere down there. He's 2 for 6 in stolen bases. But he just looks like he wants to see if he can push the action a bit. You typically wouldn't run down by 5, but it's early, and I want to get something going. Nash it in 254. In there for strike 1. It was a nice turn on the 4-6-3 in the first inning. That ended the first inning off the bat of Nashid. It was up the middle, but Bull was able to collect it about a foot or 2 from the bag, just tossed it over to Mumper, who easily made the transition and throw to first. Lopes only 1 more hit in the ball game. Spartans. Backhanded by Mumper, but he can't control it. Everybody's going to be safe. So the walk and now the infield single, and you've got runners at first and second with nobody out. And you've got your number 4-hole hitter coming up, Timmons. So we'll see if the skipper, Jason Hawkins, would bunt his cleanup man to move runners in. If he tried a little hit and run possibly, or if he just let them play it straight. Still no action in the pen down there for GCU. At 5-run cushion, as we mentioned. Now hits even at 4 apiece, but the Lopes with 5 runs on the board. The Spartans with 0. Benavides ready to go here. Timmons taking some time. Timmons made a fantastic diving play down at first in the first inning to Rob Garrison Schwartz. First pitch in there for strike 1. Timmons singled leading off the second, but then was caught stealing. Griffin Barnes threw a strike to Austin Bull. And Timmons had a fantastic jump off of Benavides, but Griffin showing off the arm. Put the throw right on the bag. The 0-1. That one hit pretty well to left. Coming to his right, making the grab is LaRouge. So Timmons hit it sharply, but it dove down. LaRouge able to make the grab on the line out to left. First out of the inning. So now the Lopes a double play away from getting out of this one. They've already turned one inning ending double play in the ball game. David Campbell, ground out to second base. Back in the second inning, is only at bat of the ball game. Campbell, the left-handed hitting third baseman, hitting .288 on the season. No homers, 15 RBI. Did anybody tweet at us arguing Ricky Henderson as the best leadoff hitter in professional baseball? I don't think you can argue that one. I'm, of course, a big Willie Wilson fan, but that's just because I grew up in Kansas City. Ball gets away. Might have a play at third. The throw, not going to be in time. So the pass ball on the catcher, Griffin Barnes, and 2 move up. Now the double plays out of the picture and a couple of runs in scoring position. Campbell down with the 1-0 count. Chance to drive in a couple here in the 4th. Fastball inside. 2-0 the count. And now a little surprised that nobody's throwing in the bullpen right here with just 1 out. But still a 5-0 lead. Two-0 count though to Campbell. Should get a good pitch here. And he swung right through it. 2-1 to David Campbell. Well, Benavides getting the start in this midweek matchup today. Hansen will get the start tomorrow for the GCU Lopes. In the dirt, blocked. 3-1 the count. Well, Benavides hadn't pitched more than 3 innings in a single game in his career until his last 2 appearances. He went 5 against Kansas in the start on the 26th, and he went 3 1/3 against UTRGV on April 23rd. The 3-1. 3-2. Campbell was getting ready to head down there. It looked like a good pitch, but it was a bit of a deliberate call by the home plate umpire, Kevin Doherty. Now at the 3-2 count. See if Gabe can collect his first strikeout of the ball game. Gabe did pitch against these guys last year up at San Jose State. To the right side, that'll get a run across. Benavidez got a late break. Are they going to get there in time? He didn't. They got to be careful. Another run's not going to score. Once again, Ian Evans ranging far into the hole, and it looked like Benavidez got a very late break to the bag. So on the infield single, you get a run to score. Williams comes across to make it a 5-1 ball game, and that run was definitely going to score on that base hit. Lopes could care less about that one run, but they needed to record that out, and they weren't able to do so. We've seen Evans do that a few times. That chopper to the right side, that's kind of been his Achilles heel over there at first base. He's been playing well defensively, but tends to range over in that hole maybe a bit too far. That was easy play for Bull out there on the grass, and had Evans stayed put, they would have been able to collect the out. As it is now, you got runners to the corners for Pleshner. Aaron Pleshner takes strike one. He popped out in foul territory to Evans. Back in the second. Pleshner stepping out. We've seen this quite a bit as they look into the dugout, waiting for the skipper, Jason Hawkins, to go through the signs. He's got Damon Lessler down there at third base coaching and Anthony Claggett down at first. But it's the skipper in the dugout, Jason Hawkins, who gives the signs. The 0-1. 1-1. All of the coaches in here for just the first year at San Jose State. Totally new coaching staff. We talked to Coach Stankiewicz about that in the pregame. He's been through that, coming to the Lopes 6 years ago. And, you know, you inherit a group of guys, and what's that like, that first year on the job? Missed outside 2-1, and now there is some action in the bullpen down there for GCU. And it is Bobby Malachy. So we saw a couple of righties down there, Malachy and Hart. Malachy gets the call to start heating up. Just one out, runners at the corners, and a 5-1 GCU lead. Throw to first and then runner back. Benavidez officially 3 1/3 in this one. So this is the third game in a row that he's gone over 3 innings. The sophomore out of Wilcox, Arizona. Another throw over to first and a runner back. Well, he wants to keep Campbell close over there at first base. Campbell 5 for 6 in stolen bases this year. Spartans have now out-hit the Lopes 5-4. Lopes still lead at 5-1. The 2-1 pitch. Nope, another throw over to first. Gabe's freshman year, he made 10 appearances in relief. Threw up a 3.18 ERA in 17 innings and went 1-1. Two-1, 2-2. Pleshner didn't like that call. It's a slow, deliberate call from behind home plate by Kevin Doherty. Pleshner wasn't quite sure of that. Nice block there by Barnes. And a runner at first base, Campbell, unable to advance. But the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Would imagine Campbell would be on the move here. Now Barnes is going to want to talk to Benavides. Gabe Benavides, a sports management major, trying to manage this situation here with runners at the corners and 1 out. Too obvious? Thought it kind of worked. No? Ready to go here. Pleshner back in the box. The 3-2. Campbell not a big lead. And not going, and he walked him. Well, that was low and in. So second walk of the inning. We'll see no movement from the dugout from Coach Stankiewicz or Coach Dorman. Going to bring up Johnny Mendoza with the bases loaded. Well, you put yourself into a tying grand slam situation here. Mendoza at the plate. No homers on the year and just 6 RBIs. Flew out to center field his last time up. It's a 5-1 ball game with the sacks full. Nash at third, Campbell at second, Pleshner at first. First pitch, ball 1. Would imagine this is his last batter. And actually, I think Coach Stanko now he gets up and he's going to go over and check out his scorecard and take a look at who's coming up next. It's Stefanke, another right-handed hitter. 2 more right-handed hitters coming up. 3 in a row, actually, if you go back to the top of the order. Fastball catches the corner, 1-1, and that ball looks like it might be a bit outside, but Doherty given that call, so we'll see if Benavides can kind of live out there for a little bit and get out of this inning. A gapper away from making this a very tight ball game, but Benavides just a ground ball away from turning a double play and getting out of the inning. The 1-1. Strike right down the middle. 1-2 now to Mendoza. Seattle University extending their lead in the middle of the 8th, up 7-1 over the Huskies in Washington. Fresno State all over Sac State 9-2 in the top of the 8th. The 1-2, make it a 2-2 now. Northridge already beat Bakersfield by a score of 3-2. Now we're going to get a timeout here, and everybody going to come over to the dugout and chat with the skipper Jason Hawkins. So now the Lopes are going to get time to come out there. Everybody on the infield going to come in and chat with the pitcher. Now Doherty trying to get everybody back to their respective positions. Nash at third, Campbell at second, Pleshner at first, Mendoza at the plate, a 2-2 count. 1 out here. In the 4th, 5-1 Lopes. In the air, hit pretty well. Going back, LaRouge going back, looks up, off the wall. Nash is going to score easily. Everybody else was trying to hold up to make sure the throw comes to the plate, not in time. Well, that wasn't a great relay throw there. The throw came all the way to third, and by the time Wyatt threw it home, the run had scored. Looked like everybody was taken a little bit by surprise on that one, but as it turns out, Nash had scores easily. Campbell comes around to score, and it's a 5-3 ball game. And Coach Stankiewicz is off the bench, and that's going to do it. So Pleshner goes all the way around to third. Mendoza on second with the 2 RBI double. And folks, he just missed the grand slam to tie the game, but not by much. And that'll do it for Benavides. Well, the script was Benavides go 3, and then they'd bring in Malachy, but now Malachy comes in with 3 runs across, and Benavides goes 3 1/3. Coach Stankiewicz having a chat with his entire squad there. And Benavides slaps hands with Malachy, and Bobby is your new pitcher. Still just 1 out in this inning as Malachy comes on. Robert Malachy, the 6'2 sophomore out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona, went to Hutchinson College for a season. Bobby, a 8.83 ERA, a record of 1-2 in 14 appearances and just 1 start. He has thrown 17 1/3 innings, 29 hits, 19 runs, 17 earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 17. Opposition hitting .382 against Malachy. And he's given up 6 extra base hits, 5 doubles and 1 home run. Comes on here with the tying runs in scoring position. Pleshner at third and Mendoza at second. Stefanki will be the first batter he faces, and Joseph Stefanki hit a double in the 3rd inning, then was forced out trying to go second to third on a chopper to the shortstop. But Stefanki coming up with a chance to really a base hit single would more than likely tie the ball game. Lopes jumped out to that 5-0 lead, playing 5 in the second. Zeros on the board for the starting pitcher for Lopes, Benavides, and he threw just 1 over the minimum in the first 3 innings, but got derailed here in the 4th. A walk, a single, pass ball, a line out to left, a base hit single, a walk, and now a double. Stefanki hitting .264 on the year, 1 homer, 12 RBI. First pitch, a slider, misses, ball 1. 7th hitter of the inning for the Spartans. Lopes, when they scored their 5 in the second, put 9 hitters to the plate. Benavides still responsible for the 2 out there. That ball gets away from Griffin Barnes, but Malachy misses on that one. Count 2 balls and no strikes. No action in the pen as Malachy just on in relief now. Boy, that one misses barely. 3-0 the count, so Malachy in danger of loading up the bases. Michael Breen on deck. Three and 1. So Malachy just throwing the hard stuff, fastballs and sliders, it looks like here. At Hutchins Community College in Hutchinson, Kansas, mascot the Blue Dragons. Ground ball to short. Mumper's going to go to third again, and they get the out. So once again, runners at second trying to go second to third, being thrown out by Mumper. But a run does come in to score, and it's 5-4. So Pleshner scores. Mendoza, the second out of the inning. And Stefanki on with the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Michael Breen. He reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. He ground 1 to short. And he reached on the fielder's choice of 6-5. Mumper to Wyatt, which we just saw. And if you caught it on the broadcast there, Damon Lesler, the third base coach, just kind of throwing his arms up in disbelief. That's the second guy he's got thrown out, trying to go second, third on a ball in front of him to the shortstop. Snap throw back, not in time. So Malaki got the ground ball. Mumper alertly took the play to third as momentum was taken in that direction. Malaki out of Lake Havasu High School in Lake Havasu City, Arizona. Big swing and a miss. Ball gets away from the catcher Barnes, but he able to retrieve it. 1-1. Breen hitting .209 on the year. No homers. 17 RBI. Stefanki on at first. Stefanki 7 of 8 in stolen bases. Not a huge lead, but there he goes. Barnes, can he throw out another guy? And he can. By quite a bit. Stefanki thought he slid, missed the tag, and then touched the bag. He's in a staring contest now with the third base umpire, Paul Ariola. And they're continuing to stare each other down. Seems fairly good-natured. Or maybe not. 5-4 as the Spartans get a crooked number on the board. As we go to the bottom of the fourth, Lopes still lead it, but just by 1 now. If you're visiting campus this summer, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill, it is the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Rooms start at $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com. Hotel guests receive a discount on tee times at the GCU Golf Course. That's gcuhotel.com. And I'm happy to report that Joseph Stefanki is no longer standing on second base. He's realized he's not going to win the argument. He's heading out to left field. But tell you what, if you're a Spartan fan, they put 4 on the board there in the fourth. And just 1 run down now. 5-4 Lopes. Lopes got their 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. San Jose State, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. 9-1-2. Mumper, Bull, and LaRouge. That is the second runner thrown out by Griffin Barnes in this ball game. Stefanki not arguing that the ball got there before him, but he did kind of an interesting slide where he did the pop-up slide before he got to the bag and then reached out with his foot. Thought he got around the tag with some trickery. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Mumper. Mumper a sac fly back in the second inning. That brought home Greg Sines with the second run of the ball game. Mark still hitting the .198, up high, 1-1. 2 home runs and 18 RBI. So Mumper, in 106 at bats, he's gotten 21 hits, but 18 RBI. Fouled off. And Mumper, of those 21 hits, 10 of them have been for extra bases. 7 doubles, a triple, 2 home runs. Hitting .290 as a leadoff man. That's what he's doing here in the fourth. Cunningham back on the hill for San Jose State. Came in relief last inning. The 1-2. Breaking pitch, big breaking pitch, and a big swing and a miss. So Mumper retired for the first out of the fourth. Going to bring up Austin Bull. Top of the order. Bull lined out to right in the first inning, and he doubled into right center field. That brought in a run, and then he came in to score as well. That double brought in Griffin Barnes all the way from first base. Bull came in to score on the double by Ian Evans a couple batters later. Batting from the left side. First pitch in there for strike 1. That one misses 1-1. Bull hitting .321 against lefties and .364 against righties. His one home run in his GCU career came on Friday night, hitting from the left side, the 1-1. Off-speed pitch, 2-1. Now Bull works himself into a nice hitters count here. Hitting .353 on the season with the homer. 16 RBI and he scored 46 runs. That one ripped and gloved by the first baseman, Timmons. Well, you hate that as a hitter. You just tattoo a ball, square it up nicely, and hit it right at the big first baseman, Timmons. So a line out to right for Bull in the first inning, and now a line out to the first baseman for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Tom LaRouche. He's been on base twice in this one. Officially 1 for 1. He singled and stole the base in the first, was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the second. It's hit right on top of the helmet. First pitch misses inside. A breaking pitch from Gomez that didn't break very well. LaRouche's base hit single was just a little chopper up the middle. 2-0. Tom coming off that big series against Seattle. Went 6 for 12 with 3 runs and an RBI. It's 2-0. In there for a strike, 2-1. And LaRouche, with that .356 batting average, highest average on the squad. Came into this game, just a point behind batting average? Was it .351 and Bull was at .352? 2-1. Fouled off, 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So it's always nice when your top 2 hitters, your leadoff man and your number 2 hitter, are battling for the batting average crown on the squad. They've been getting on at a ferocious clip. Tom, a .390 on base percentage. 2-2. So Chopper up the middle, going to be a quick play for Pleshner. He makes the throw in time to get his man. So the Lopes go down quietly in the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've completed 4. 5-4 ball game. Lopes lead by 1. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Hi, I'm JC. I am a freshman here at Grand Canyon University. I'm majoring in Christian studies and minoring in psychology. The possibilities here at GCU are endless. There are so many resources for me to be successful. I want to be a pastor, so I've developed this program called Weekly Words. Basically, what we do is we go out to an awesome place in Phoenix and we film a 3 to 5 minute word. Coming down here to GCU and seeing everything that they were doing really encouraged me to take the gospel to a contemporary outlet. The Christian community here is modernized and relatable. This is a safe place spiritually for people to grow. I think GCU is preparing me for a world outside of that protected bubble that we put ourselves in. They really encourage the school spirit here. Games are absolutely insane. I count myself a Havoc, so I'm a little crazy. Havocs are the embodiment of everything a GCU student wants to be.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Whole new ball game here as we go to the 5th. 5-4, GCU up by 1. The Lopes scored 5 in the second, sent 9 men to the plate. In the 4th inning, San Jose State sent 8 to the plate. Scored 4. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 1 left on for the Spartans. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for the Lopes. Breen was that 8th man at the plate in the 4th. He had to head back to the dugout and drop off his gear after Stefanski was caught stealing. So he will lead things off here in the 5th. Breen, Strom, and Williams, 9-1-2. First time to face Malaki. Right side, foul, slicing and pushing out of play, and Evans runs out of room. Into foul territory. So 0-1 the count. Benavides cruising through 3. Had a bit of trouble in that 4th inning. Final line on Gabe, 3 1/3. The 0-1 fouled off 0-2. 3 in the third innings. Third game in a row he's gone over 3. Hadn't gone over 3 in his career until those 3 games. 6 hits, 4 runs. They were all earned. He walked 2. Struck out no one. Faced 16 batters. Up the middle. Mumper behind the bag. 1 down. Top of the order. Kellen Strom. Strom, ground out to the pitcher, ground out to the third baseman.
Center fielder.
Benavides threw 59 total pitches, 36 for strikes. Had 10 first pitch strikes out of 16 batters. Fastball in there for strike 1. And Malaki just rearing back and firing. He's got what looks to be a pretty sharp slider as well, the 0-1. Squaring to bunt, pulled it back, strike 2. But good to see Bobby settling in here. Up high, wouldn't chase it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Strom. In the dirt, 2-2. Boy, the pace of play when Lopes pitchers are on the mound with nobody on base, moving at a rapid pace. They slow down a bit when a runner reaches base, but they still like to keep that rhythm going and that momentum, keep their defenders on their toes and not their heels. The 2-2. So 2 straight strikes and now 3 straight balls, and full count here. Strom hitting 286 on the season. Swing and a miss. Oh, yep, struck him out. So the ball got away from Griffin, but evidently he caught it and it came away on the transfer. So 2 up, 2 down. The ground out and then the strikeout. First strikeout of the ball game for Malaki. First strikeout for the Lopes. Chris Williams. Williams singled in the first, was the front end of a 4-6-3 double play. He walked and scored in the 4th. He was a leadoff man in the 4th inning. Outside, ball 1. Chris Williams, the right fielder, hitting 281 on the season. 4 home runs and 16 RBI. 2-0. That walk in the 4th was just his 6th walk of the season. Ground ball right side. That one's going to get through. So second base hit of the ball game for Williams, and he's been aboard in all 3 of his plate appearances. 2 out base knock. Keeps it going. Josh Nashid, the DH. Singled his last time up and came around to score the 2nd run of the ball game. So Williams now down at first, 2 for 6 in stolen bases. Last time he was on, he was taking a pretty good lead and leaning a bit. Thought he might be headed down to second. Not going. Ground ball. Fielded by Damon Lessler. Down there, the third base coach. 0-1 count to Nashid. Nashid, the junior designated hitter, hitting 265 on the season. 1 homer, 10 RBI. Ground into a double play and got a base hit single. Up the middle. Going to get through. Another base hit. Station to station ball. Williams stops at second. Now the tying run in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 5th. So Malaki cruised through the first 2 guys he faced. A ground out and a strikeout. Now running into a bit of trouble here, trying to get that elusive 3rd out. And Shane Timmons coming to the plate. So that's a second base hit of the ball game for Nashid. He's 2 for 3. Last time these guys were on at first and second, Nashid and Williams respectively, a pass ball moved him up to second and third. That was back in the 4th inning, just an inning ago. Timmons hitting .301 on the year. Leads the team with 8 home runs. In there for strike 1. He singled in the second, was caught stealing, and lined out to left in the fourth. Yeah, we got a balk, and so we had the both runners move up on a passed ball last time they were on in the fourth. Now they both move up on a balk. So Lopes pitchers giving some free passes, and everybody yelled out that balk as Malachy on the mound started and then stopped to stretch out a little bit there. No argument from anybody. In the dirt, 1-1, and now the Spartan dugout coming alive a bit over on Malachy. Action in the pen now for the Lopes. On the corner, 1-2. Is that Smith down there? Number 44. Jeremy Smith warming up in the pen, trying to get heated up quickly here. But Malachy trying to pitch himself out of this little jam. 1-2 count with 2 outs. Gets away from Barnes. Can he get it? Throw to Malachy. Oh, he put the throw right there, but it got away from Malachy. The slide went right into him. So Williams ties it up. So with 2 outs, back-to-back base hit singles, a balk, and both runs come in to score on the wild pitch. Or one run, comes in to score on the wild pitch. The other run moves up to third. It's a 5-5 ball game. How many times have we seen it this year? Just can't quite get that last out of the inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes count to Timmons. Barnes wanted strike 3, didn't get it. 3-2 to Timmons. And this is what drives the coaching staff a little crazy. Losing that focus a bit with the 2 outs. The back-to-back singles, but then the balk and the wild pitch. 3-2 to Timmons. In the dirt. And Barnes is really having to work back there. So now with the walk, runners at the corners. Dorman's going to come out and have a word. If you're a pitcher, that's kind of the last thing you like to see is coach making that walk out there. Bobby was really cruising. He got a ground out to short off the bat of Michael Breen to begin the inning. He struck out Strom on a 3-2 pitch, but Williams tagged him for a sharply hit single to right. Then Nash had got a base hit single. Then he was called for the balk. Removed runners up to second, third. The wild pitch allowed Williams to score the tying run, and Nash had to go down to third. So now you got runners at the corners with still 2 outs. And it looks like Dorman is just trying to kind of refocus Malachy a bit, but also stall a bit here in case the Lopes do have to go to Jeremy Smith. And giving him a long time out here. Home plate umpire Kevin Doherty. Not really concerned about moving this thing along. I told you. Doherty, before the ball game even, was talking that his legs were a little tight, so he didn't want to head out there and break up that conference, not moving from behind home plate. He told me before the game he wasn't feeling very good. His legs were tight and bothered him. So had we had the clock on it like they do in MLB, that would have, is there a buzzer? A gong? Would have gone about 5 times. That was a long visit, but Dorman, hey, you stay out there until the guy tells you got to leave. David Campbell, runners at the corners, a tie ball game here in the 5th. First pitch misses, ball 1. Campbell a ground out to second in the second inning and a base hit single in the 4th, and came around to score the 3rd run of the ball game. Malachy, ever since getting those first 2 batters, has been pitching behind everybody. Imagine Smith is coming in next inning, but you'd love to have Malachy get you out of this one. In there for a strike, 1-1. Campbell hitting .295 on the year. No homers, 16 RBI. Outside, 2-1. Well, Seattle trying to hang on here. They're up 7-5 in the top of the ninth. One out and a man on. Fresno State beats Sac State 9-2. In there for a strike, 2-2. So the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on. Barnes calling timeout. Going to go through the signs here in case San Jose State tries to put something on. Timmons down there at first base. 4 for 5 in stolen bases this season. Doesn't have a huge lead. We'll see if he tries to go. Tried to steal in the second. Was thrown out. Not going. That one picked off the dirt by Barnes. Got away from it. He gets it back. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yet another full count. Got to believe this is Malaki's last batter here. Either got to get him out here or going to turn things over to Jeremy Smith. Runner going, and he walked him. The bases are loaded. Coach Stankiewicz has yet to get off of the bench he sits on there. Now he's standing up. Aaron Pleschner coming up. He's talking to Coach Dorman. I think they're going to leave him in, see if he can get himself out of the jam here. Pleschner walked his last time up. If he does it again here, San Jose State would get the lead. First pitch from the righty to the righty, ground ball. Bulls got it. Going to go to first, and that's the inning. But San Jose State gets one across after 2 quick outs. Back-to-back singles, a balk, and a wild pitch ties the game at 5. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 5-5 ball game here at Brazel. The World Hip Hop Dance Championship is coming to Phoenix. More than 4,000 of the world's best dancers from over 50 countries will come together to compete in this week-long event that all comes together for the championship finals on August 12th at GCU Arena. Tickets are on sale now at gcuarena.com. That is the World Hip Hop Dance Championships, August 12th, the finals at GCU Arena. Jackson Cunningham back out on the mound. He got the Lopes 1-2-3 in the 4th. He'll face the heart of the order. Evans, Schwartz, and Pavlikadu up in a 5-5 ball game. Looks like the Lopes were going to cruise for a bit here tonight. They scored 5 in the 2nd, and through 3 innings, the starter Gabe Benavides had faced 1 over the minimum, but 4 in the 4th by the Spartans. They tacked on 1 in the 5th, and it's a tie ball game. San Jose State out hitting the Lopes 8-4. See if Evans can get things going. Ian flew out to center in the 1st, and he doubled in the 2nd. That double brought in a couple of runs. Plated Bull and LaRouge. I wonder how many of Evans' RBI, and he's got 43, tied for the team lead. How many of those 43 were Bull and LaRouge? Let's call up Stats Inc. and get that. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 1. Suffice to say, quite a few. Evans, 19 extra base hits, 14 doubles, 5 homers. Rips that one. Going back. Strom, the warning track, and the park contains it for out number 1. Well, Evans gave it a ride. Strom playing a nice center field. Had to go a long way, and it's a lot harder catch than you think, looking up into that dark night sky and that ball kind of dancing around in the lights. You have to run that far and look back over your shoulder to make the grab, but he did so. So Evans flies out to deep left center, and they'll bring up Garrison Schwartz. Schwartz 0 for 2. In there for strike 1. Gary had a ground out to the first baseman in the first, and he struck out in the second. Same 2 teams tomorrow at 2. The 0-1 fouled off 0-2. Schwartz coming off a huge series with Seattle. Played all 3 games, of course. 1 and 2 the count. Gary hit .556, 5 for 9, 7 runs, 4 RBI, had 2 doubles and 2 home runs. 2 and 2. Smith's still warming, so got to believe he'll be coming in to start the 6th. The 2-2. 3 and 2. Payoff pitch coming up here from Cunningham. Held off. So after 2 quick strikes, 3 or 4, straight balls, and now Lopes have a runner on. And that is the first base runner for GCU since Pavlica walked to lead off the 3rd and stole 2nd and 3rd. And ever since that time, San Jose State pitching is locked in and retired 7 in a row. The Lopes have a base runner here in a tie ball game, 5-5 Pavlica. No official plate appearances, but he's been hit by a pitch and scored and walked and stole 2 bases. No official at bats, I should say. 2 plate appearances. First pitch in there for strike 1. Oh, and 2. Cunningham taking his time, getting his sign. Throw over. And Gary dives back safely. Pavlica hitting .278 on the year. Couple of homers, 15 RBI. Picked up his 4th and 5th stolen bases of the season. He is 5 for 5 in that category. Throw over and the runner back again. Cunningham getting a little nervous about Garrison Schwartz over there at first base. 1 out. 0-2 count to Pavlica. Schwartz is 3 for 6 in stolen bases. Probably not running on an 0-2 count. Going to throw back behind the runner. See that a lot more than you used to in all levels of baseball, but especially in college. Those catchers not afraid to try that back pick. We see a lot of times, though, that throw, especially if they're hustling to do it, which they typically are, in the dirt. First baseman have their work cut out for them. Breaking pitch in the dirt again. 2-2. Mendoza lost track of it and tried to Push Pavlik out of the way to get to it, but reached out with that glove and didn't even move Preston. Bottom of the fifth, 5-5 ball game. Ground ball to third. Go to second for one. Back to first, not going to get him. Garrison Schwartz kind of slow getting up out there at second. He's looking at that right hand. He might have dinged that up when he slid in. He's walking, now trotting back to the dugout. So Pavlica reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. Greg Signs. Signs looking down. Getting the signs from Coach Stankiewicz. 322 on the year, 2 homers, 10 RBI. Also has 4 doubles. He's the DH in this one. See if Pavlica runs again. He stole second and third the last times he was on. And there's a throw over. That's a smart play. After Preston stole at will his last time on base. That one ripped down the line. Hooking, foul ball. Boy, Signs got into that one. But pulled it. Looked like it was foul off the bat. He'll come back and do it again here. No balls and 1 strike to count. Oh, 1 pitch to Signs. Check at Pavlica. Throw over, and he dives back. Almost looked like Pavlica was thinking about going there. Little tap or foul. Played up by Kevin Doherty very quickly, showing that. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Well, the phenom lefty, the youngster for the Dodgers, Julio Urias, had a no-hitter through 6. Andrew McCutcheon got a base hit leading off the 7th in that no-hit bid. McCutcheon hitting just .224 on the year. Just a couple years removed of being an MVP candidate. 0-2. When that hit him. Hit the bat. That hit the bat. And it gets out to the pitcher. And Signs is retired. Boy, I thought that caught him on the shoulder. It didn't have that sound like it hit the bat, but it did. So the Lopes get a walk. Can't do anything with it. No runs, no hits. There were no errors and a man left on base. We've completed 5, and we're tied at 5. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
Time. You always take the time for ballet class and doctor's appointments, for school meetings and school drop-offs, late nights, early mornings. You wouldn't have it any other way. Bad dreams and good days. Big chapters and little moments. But as they grow, you can too. There's never been a better time to create a better future. GCU's online degree program puts you first, so you can make the most of your time. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University.
Gorgeous night here at Brazel. 5-5 ball games. 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 4 left on for the visiting Spartans of San Jose State University. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 4 left on for the home team, Grand Canyon University Lopes. Jeremy Smith, the new pitcher on the hill for GCU, the 5'11 junior out of Menifee, California, and San Jacinto College. Smith, a 6.0 ERA, a record of 1-0 in 12 innings, 12 hits, 9 runs, 8 earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 12. First pitch misses outside. He'll face the bottom third, Mendoza, Stefanski, and Breen. Smith, the third pitcher of the night for GCU. And he comes in quickly behind the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Lopes had that 5-0 lead in the second after they put 5 on the board in the bottom of the second, but San Jose State came back, 4 in the fourth and 1 in the fifth. Down the right field line, tough play, coming over and running out of room. I mean, it stayed in play, but that was a tough play. Only guy that could make it really was Evans and couldn't quite get there. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strikes on Johnny Mendoza. Benavides started the ball game, retired the first 9 of 10 batters that he faced, and then had some trouble in the fourth inning. His final line, 3 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, walking 2 and striking out none, facing 16 batters and throwing 59 pitches. Malachy came on in relief. The 2-1 misses, 3-1. Malachy, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And what really killed him, had a wild pitch and a balk, and he did those back to back. The balk coming first, moving runners to second and third, and the wild pitch bringing a run home, and he walked him. Everybody was looking for that strike call, and evidently Rich Dorman hollering something, and Kevin Doherty just kind of staring back at him. So another walk. Leadoff man Mendoza aboard. Stefanski coming to the plate. Finished the line on Malachy. Faced 8 batters through 35 pitches, only 16 for strikes. So Jeremy Smith comes in and walks the first batter he faces. Squaring to bunt. Pulled the bat back, and that ball missed. Doherty having a pretty particular strike zone here of late. Stefanski hitting .262 on the year. 1 homer, 23 runs, and 13 RBI. See if he bunts again here. Throw over. Runner back. Mendoza 1 for 1 in stolen bases. Stefanski on the season has 3 sacrifice bunts. Looking into the dugout for the signs. Not bunting. Pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Tyler Hansen getting the start tomorrow. The 1-1. 2-1. That one hit well to left. That could be the lead. Back at the wall, looking up, and it's gone. Well, you knew he got into it off the bat. The ball doesn't travel as well here out to left, especially at night. That one gets out of the park. Stefanski gives the Spartans a 7-5 lead. So Stefanski picks up his 2nd home run of the season and his 13th and 14th RBI. He's got a couple of extra base hits in this one. He doubled back in the 3rd, and that'll bring up Michael Breen. First pitch misses, ball 1. Once again, the Lopes having some trouble with their pitching in these midweek contests. Benavita started off so promisingly, and now the relievers have had trouble finding the zone. 1-1. Perrine reached on a fielder's choice and ground out to short. Popped up right side of the infield. Evans calling everybody off, makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Top of the order, Kellen Strom. Strom still looking for his first base hit of the night. Kellen 0 for 3. Ground out to the pitcher, ground out to third, struck out swinging. Bunting fouls it back. 0-1 the count. Well, the San Jose State squad, like I said, just looking for their 4th win on the road this season. They're 3-20 away from home. Misses up high. Jason Hawkins, first year as a head coach. Last 2 seasons on the staff of the 2015 Pac-12 champion, Utah Utes. 1-2 the count. Down in the dirt. 2-2. Last year when the Lopes played up at San Jose State, Dave Nakama was the skipper. He was the guy who transitioned the squad from the Western Athletic Conference into the Mountain West Conference. Backhanded by Bull. Throw to first in time. So after the walk, the 2-run homer, Smith seemingly settling down a bit in the pop out and the ground out. Strom now 0 for 4 in the ball game. The second out of the inning. Bring up Chris Williams. Well, Strom's 0 for 4. Williams is 2 for 2 and has been on base 3 times and scored 2 runs. And the last time Williams came up, it was in the 5th inning, just an inning ago. There were 2 outs. He got a base hit single. Went to second on the single by Nashid. Went to third on the balk and came home on a wild pitch. He was the tying run. Heading the count, 1 ball, no strikes. He's been up the last 3 innings, the 4th, the 5th, and now here in the 6th, 2-0. Chris hitting .286 on the year, 4 homers, 16 RBI. In the air to left. LaRouge ranging over a bit towards center, settling under it, making the grab. Well, the leadoff walk and the 2-run homer, and then a 1-2-3 inning after that. But 2 runs on the board on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Now a 7-5 lead for San Jose State. Get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU. From the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV20. Get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up. It's the final. Seattle gets a victory at Washington. Seattle 7 runs on 12 hits in that one. Austin Lively went 3 for 3 in that ball game. Had a double, a ribby. Kyler Murphy, who we saw hit the game-winning homer on Friday night here in Phoenix, went 3 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Anderchuk went 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBI. Struzma had a double. Morgan had a double. Hurd had an RBI. This is why I tell you, folks, if you come out to the WAC tournament at Holcomb Stadium, if this Seattle squad makes it in, they're going to possibly be a tough out. Right now they're on the outside looking in because they are in the 7th spot, and the top 6 make it. Bottom third, Wyatt Barnes and Mumper do up against Jackson Cunningham. 7-5 ball game. Bottom of the sixth we go. Wyatt looking for his first base hit. Hit a liner out into a center that the center fielder Strom made a diving grab on in the second. Popped out to the shortstop in the third. 1-1. Well, Seattle right now sitting in the 8th spot, actually tied for 7th, but UTRGV holds the advantage because they won the series. Grand Canyon, of course, ineligible this year with the transition. It's their final year they got to sit out. And talked to Coach Stankiewicz about it before the game. It's a little bittersweet on the season. I mean, you really try to gear your team to be playing their best baseball coming into May, and the Lopes seem to be doing that. But their season will end out at UC Davis, the 1-2, and he threw it behind him. Doubt that was a purpose pitch of any kind. Looked like it just got loose. But you never know. These guys might have been roommates in some summer league. And Manny Machado would have a few things to say about that pitch. The 2-2. Foul back. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, if the season ended today, Seattle and Northern Colorado would be the 2 teams that don't make the WAC tourney. Mexico State and Bakersfield would be the top 2 seeds would get the byes on Wednesday. Chopper left side. Quick throw in time. 1 up, 1 down. Well, Lopes have had base runners via fielder's choice and walks, but they have not gotten a base hit, if I'm accurate in this assessment here, since the double by Evans to drive in the 4th and 5th runs of the ball game in the 2nd inning. Getting verification, that is correct. So the Spartan pitchers have done the trick ever since the Lopes put that 5 spot on the board. First pitch misses to Griffin Barnes. Barnes had a RBI single and scored a run in the 2nd. Flew out to center in the 3rd. In the air to right. Williams sprints back, now slows his retreat and reaches up to make the grab. So the bottom 3rd going quietly here. Ground ball to short and a fly out to right. Mumper at the plate. Mumper, sac fly to score a run in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Strike 1. Cunningham pitching a gem since coming on. Up high. Right now he's gone 3 2/3 of no-hit ball with a walk and a strikeout. Mumper trying to flip the lineup and get a little 2-out rally going. Fouls it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Mark Mumper hitting 196 on the year. 10 extra base hits. 7 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers. Choking up on the bat a bit. Shoots it right back up the box, just over the glove of Cunningham. And that's the first base hit since back with 2 outs in the 2nd inning, the double by Baker. Or excuse me, Ian Evans. So Mumper lines it right back up the box. That'll bring up Austin Bull. Some action in the San Jose State pen. You got a sidearm righty throwing and a lefty. So Bull at the plate, hitting .351 on the season. Oh, gets away from the catcher. Mendoza had to reach up a little bit for it, but looked like it just popped right out of his glove. Didn't even have to come up out of his crouch too much, so the pass ball puts a runner in scoring position. Now we're going to need a visit to the mound and possibly just a chat. So we got a couple guys warming up in the pen there. Jeremy Poland, number 25, the lefty, the freshman out of West Hills, California, warming up. And number 28, Zach Tanner, a 6'4" senior submariner out of Bakersfield, California, and Bakersfield College. Dean Stiles having his visit, has had his say. He'll head back to the dugout. So Stiles, the pitching coach, doing all the visits and polling his pitchers, really coaching the pitching there. Hawkins, I'm sure, getting his words relayed by the pitching coach. 1-0 count. Well, Bull hit a 3-run homer in the 6th inning of the ball game on Friday night to tie it up. About a little 2-run shot here to tie it up again, the 1-1. Count now to Bull. Austin lined out to right in the first inning, doubled in a run and scored in the second, and lined out to the first baseman in the fourth. Bull starting to show a bit more power here for the Lopes. The 1-1. Well outside, 2-1. Austin getting that 3-run shot, as we mentioned, in the 6th inning to tie the game at 7. But in the very next inning, the top of the 7th, Kyler Murphy hit a 2-run shot, and that was the difference. 2-2. That was a good pitch right there. He's breaking that in on the ankles of the left-handed batter. Low pitch, not much Bull could do with that one. 2-2 with 2 outs and a man on second. Just got a piece of it to stay alive on that off-speed pitch. Looked to be a bit out of the zone, but Bull not taking any chances, fouls it off. But imagine Cunningham might be done fairly soon. He's over 50 pitches here in 3 2/3 of relief. 2-2 again. Ooh, what a take there. That one just misses. 3-2 the count. Bull's not wrong very often when he takes a pitch with a couple of strikes on him, but man, that one was close. 3-2 with 2 outs. The pitch. And he walked him. So after the 2-out single by Mumper, the walk by Bull, that'll bring up Tom LaRouge. LaRouge is 1 for 2. Had a single and a stolen base in the first. Was hit by a pitch in the second and came around to score. The 5th run of the ball game. And then ground out to short in the 4th. Looking down there in that San Jose State dugout to see if they're going to make any changes. Doesn't look like they are. They have a lefty down there in the pen, but they choose to stick with Jackson Cunningham. He's been very good since coming on in relief. And they are going to make the change, like I said. And they're going to bring in the lefty, and interestingly enough, Tom LaRouge is hitting .410 against lefties and .326 against righties. So almost raises his batting average 100 points by bringing in the lefty. But what an outing for Jackson Cunningham. I mean, you bring the kid in down 5, and he does exactly what you want him to. You couldn't draw it up any better. Cunningham goes 3 2/3, gives up 1 hit, No runs. Of course, he is responsible for Mumper at second and Bull at first, but walks 2, strikes out 1, faces 14 batters, and throws 58 pitches. So great job by Cunningham, and the pitching change is made. It'll be the lefty. Number 25, a 6-foot freshman
Number 25, Jeremy Pallone.
out of West Hills, California, Jeremy Pallone. So Pallone, the 4th pitcher of the night for this Spartan squad. Where's number 25? Jeremy Pallone. We'll get you his numbers here in just a second. A 17.18 ERA. In 3 2/3, he's given up 6 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 7. Opposition hitting .400 against him. So Pallone coming in, trying to get one more out. He throws that one to the backstop as he's warming up. So we mentioned LaRouge hitting better against lefties than righties this season. Tom 16 for 39 versus lefties, 30 for 92 versus righties. So he's hitting everybody well, but 410 against left-handers and 326 against right-handed hurlers. Overall, LaRouge hitting 353 and hitting 452 with runners on, 441 with runners in scoring position. Both those are accurate here as Mumpers at second. He got the 2-out base hit single right back up the box. Bull worked a walk. He's down there at first, so good speed on the base paths. And if LaRouge could get on here and keep it going, you got the heart of the order coming up right behind him. Pallone finishes his warm-up tosses, and we are ready to go here. Bottom of the 6th, 7-5 lead for San Jose State. They're not holding Bull on, so he's going to get a great break. Almost hit him. Fastball sailed high and tight. 1-0. Pallone taking his time. That pitch misses the other way. So 2-0 the count. So Pallone not anywhere near the strike zone on his first 2 pitches. Zach Tanner continuing to warm down there in the bullpen. 2-0. Missed outside, 3-0. So in danger of loading the bases for Ian Evans. Imagine they might even just go to the right-hander because he's ready to go if Tom gets aboard. And there for a strike, 3 balls and 1 strike. Pallone steps off as the shortstop Plushner was cutting in behind Mumper. Definitely want to keep Mark close in case a base hit to the outfield, give him a chance at home plate, but good speed, as I mentioned, they'll be off. The 3-1. Strike 2. So it looked like Tom was taken all the way. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners will be off. 3-2 with 2 outs. There they go. Popped him up. Foul territory. Palome coming over. Makes the grab himself. Had to reach back to make the catch, but the Lopes strand a couple after the 2-out single by Mumper and the walk. LaRouge pops out in foul territory to the pitcher. No runs on 1 hit. There are no errors and 2 left on base. We have completed 6. 7-5 San Jose State with the lead. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
I'm Bethany. I'm a junior at GCU, studying Christian Studies with a minor in psychology. Really what made me fall in love with GCU was the ministry aspect that they have here. I love all of the different community service opportunities that there are here. Students are making a huge impact on the Valley just through painting the Valley purple. It really means a lot to people in Phoenix to hear that somebody's from GCU. It almost gives you like credentials because they know that you're a good kid and that you're gonna go far. I have the privilege of bringing 7th and 8th grade students onto campus every week. I get to present to them a college readiness program. It honestly makes a huge difference in so many of their lives. I also am part of a mentorship program, so I am a mentor for a girl here in Phoenix. I get to walk her through life just like people are walking me through life. I definitely think GCU is preparing me for my future and teaching students and being a difference maker in the lives of other people.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
7-5 San Jose State with the lead. Heart of the order. Nashid, Timmons, and Campbell due up against Jeremy Smith. Smith back on the hill for his second inning of work. He started off Mendoza in the 6th inning with a walk and then gave up the 2-run homer to Stefanski, and that is the difference in the ball game. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Nobody warming in the bullpen for GCU right now. Two and 0. Looks like Deegan out there. Hasn't got started warming yet, though. Deegan Hart, the only one without the jacket on down there, or the sweatshirt. 2-1. Nashid ground into a double play in the 1st, singled and scored in the 4th, singled in the 5th. So he's 2 for 3 with the run scored, hitting .275 on the season. The 2-1, make it 3-1. Nashid has 1 homer and 10 RBI on the season. Up high. So he starts off the first man he faces in the inning with a walk. He's done that in both innings that he's pitched, and that'll drive you a bit crazy. The coaching staff. Shane Timmons. Still nobody warming in the pen. Part of that you got to worry about the weekend series up at Orem. That's your most pressing series. So they might want to save some of the guys down there for tomorrow or for that series. In there for a strike to Timmons. He didn't like it, but it goes as a strike, says Kevin Doherty. Timmons in .301 on the year, 8 homers, leads the team, and 36 RBI. That leads the team as well. Nobody else on the team over 20 RBI. That one looked like a better pitch, and it missed. 1-1. I mean, those 36 RBI. Like I said, nobody else over 20 on the year. The 1-1. Big cut on that one. 1-2. Throw over and the runner back. Nashid is yet to attempt a stolen base this season. The 1-2 starts and then stops. Foul back. Count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss late on that one. Strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game for Smith. Second of the ball game for Lopes pitchers. Now a chance to get a double play and get out of the inning. Get to stretch time. Dave Campbell. David, 1 for 2. Ground out to second. Singled and scored in the 4th inning and then reached on a walk in the 5th, but was stranded down there at first. Throw over, runner back. First pitch tomorrow at 2 p.m. Tyler Hansen already announced for GCU, of course, his claim to fame. He got to start that game against the D-backs. San Jose State has yet to announce a starting pitcher. That's pretty typical in these ball games, in these midweeks, because you just don't know how many guys you're going to have to use on the Tuesday night. Missed inside ball 1, so not uncommon to have no idea who you're going to throw. I mean, they've got an idea who they might throw, but got to wait and see how things shake out on the Tuesday night before you make a final decision. A.J. Frank's senior day tomorrow in their first strike 1-1. I guess we technically still call it senior day. We're not calling it A.J. Frank's day, right? Just senior day. AJ pitching pretty well, to say the least, especially in conference play this season. He's been the go-to guy the last 2 years. Inside, count goes to 2-1. But this season, he's got a 0.00 ERA in 26 2/3 innings in the conference play. 2-1 count. Let's see if they get their runner going here. Nashid has yet to attempt to steal. Throw over. Nashid dives back. 2-1 count with 1 out. It's a good time to get rolling because you probably get a pretty good pitch to hit. So you imagine that Campbell's going to be hacking a 1 here. And even if you make him swing, it's probably not going to be too far out of the zone. No chance the pitcher Smith wants to go 3-1 on him. So you could possibly run yourself out, and there goes the runner. Swing and a miss. The throw up high. They didn't get him. Well, Griffin talking to himself. He's thrown out 2 runners already. That one sailed on him to the left field side of the bag, and Mumper unable to snag it and get the tag down in time. Was a strike, so the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Campbell. But Nashid gets his first stolen base of the season. Perfect 1-for-1. Two pitch in the dirt. That one gets away, so the wild pitch once again moves the runner 90 feet closer to home. Well, and the Lopes have just been wild pitching and past balling and balking guys all around the base paths tonight. Three-two count. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. Barnes looks the runner back, fires down to first. So the second strikeout of the inning, third of the game for Lopes pitchers. And now Smith 1 out away. So strikeout 2-3 on the putout if you're scoring that one at home. Aaron Pleshner. Pleshner is 0 for 2. Popped out in foul territory to Evans down at first base. Ground out to second, and in between, he walked in the 4th and scored the 4th run of the ball game. We're in a bunt. Safety squeeze in there for strike one. Well, Nash loves to run down that line and try to get the pitcher out of sorts. He was heading in. He can go as far down that line as Tyler Wyatt does to field that bunt attempt. Not bunting this time. Missed outside. 1-1. Be a very difficult pickoff play for Barnes down to throw down there to third. Because have to get out of the way of the batter Plushner. But Nash is getting off the bag quite a bit. Boy, he wanted to throw back down there, but Barnes held it because he didn't think Wyatt was going to be there. A good throw might have had him, but the way that is a high-risk, high-reward play to try to do that back pick down to third. Two 2-1 count now to Plushner. 2-2. Plushner at 289, hitting .318 with runners on, but just .298 with runners in scoring position. Not bad. Hitting .306 with 2 outs. 2-2 count now. In the air. Got under it. Pavlica coming over. Schwartz gives way. Preston makes the grab, and that's the inning. Well, the leadoff walk, the stolen base, and the wild pitch, but a couple of strikeouts and a fly out to center. It is stretch time here at Brazel Stadium. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 7-5 San Jose State with the lead. Want to stay cool this summer with some iced coffee, tea, and smoothies? Check out the Grand Canyon Beverage Company. Open weekdays this summer in the Student Union and Canyon 49. Brazel. And we do have a new pitcher on the mound for San Jose State. The melodious tones of PA announcer Shannon Kelly leading the fans and take me out to the ball game for one last time here in the 2017 season. Zach Tanner, 6'4" sidearm senior out of Bakersfield, California, and Bakersfield College. So Tanner, your new pitcher. That is the 5th pitcher of the ball game for the Spartans. Tanner, a 4.78 ERA in 26 in the 3rd innings. He has given up 28 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, walked 12, struck out 6. And opposition hitting .283 against Zach Tanner. This is his 25th appearance, all out of the bullpen. And the skipper for the Spartans, Jason Hawkins, was out chatting with the home plate umpire. Heart of the order, Ian Evans, Garrison Schwartz, Preston Pavlica here in the 7th, with the Lopes trailing at 7-5. Lopes have been out hit 9-5, but trailing the ball game 7-5. An airless game thus far. Evans hitting .345 on the season, hitting .485 as a leadoff man. 1 for 3 with the 2 RBI double in the 2nd. That's when the Lopes scored all of their runs. Inside, ball 1. Evans flew out to center in the 1st and the 5th. Really gave it a ride. Last at bat, drove it to the warning track in dead center field. That went to the right field. It's going to get down on a skip out there. Williams flags it with the backhand and leadoff man aboard. I'll bring up Garrison Schwartz. So now the tying run comes to the plate. The home run leader, Garrison Schwartz, with 7 for GCU. Strides up to the plate. Gary ground out to first. a strikeout, and then a walk. Garrison hitting .295 on the season. Does have those 7 homers and the 43 RBI. Fouled off. He's tied with Ian Evans in RBI category. Boy, Evans keeps getting these base hits. He's 2 for 4. He might pass LaRouge and Bull right now. Bull hitting .351, LaRouge hitting .351, and Evans hitting .349. Outside, 1-1. Garrison, the preseason WAC Player of the Year. Two and 1. Paulie Panichone was a preseason Player of the Year last year. Daniel Johnson from New Mexico State ended up winning that award, and they were both drafted by the Washington Nationals. 2-1. Fouled off a shot over the top of the Lopes dugout and then ricocheted off that netting. Had to watch your forehead and the back of your head on that one. Everybody okay down there? 2-2 count to Gary. Johnson, I believe, picked in the 5th round by the Nationals, and Paulie in the 10th. 2-2. Staying alive, fouling it off. So the Nationals setting a precedent. If you're the preseason WAC Player of the Year, they'll take you. And if you're the reigning WAC Player of the Year, they'll take you. So Gary should be getting a call for the Nationals in June. The 2-2. Fouled back. And we'll see who the WAC Player of the Year is this year. We're the early favorites. I'll say the early favorites are Bull, LaRouge, Evans, Schwartz. Oh, wait, maybe I'm a little bit of a homer in that one. Guys are all atop the leaderboard in multiple categories. Sure, some of those Lopes will be looked at. Grosjean for Bakersfield, one of the favorites too. That one hit well and deep. Going back at the warning track, making the grab. The center fielder, Strom. Boy, Strom's had to go that direction a couple times with fly balls hit deep in that deepest part of the ballpark, but he's been able to track him down each time. Preston Pavlica at the plate. Pavlica was hit by a pitch and scored, walked and stole second and third, but was stranded at third and then reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. Want to know, yeah, those Bakersfield guys are just tearing up the WAC hitting. I mean, Grosjean hitting .402, Metzger hitting .399, Penner hitting .399 on the corner, 101. Fishback having a nice year for New Mexico State in .367 with 6 homers and 46 RBI. Yikes. That one did pretty well to center again, but backing up, now backpedaling, making the catch for the second out of Strom. So after the leadoff single, Lopes is going to need a 2-out base knock to keep things going. As the 4 and 5 hole hitters, Schwartz and Pavlica fly out to center field. That'll bring up Greg Sines. So Stankiewicz could go to Malice here against the righty, but decides to stick with Greg Sines, and Sines has been hitting the ball well. Zach Malice does have a bat and a batting helmet on. Throw over, runner back. Good hit for Ty Wyatt, who's 0 for 3. Good hit for Barnes as well, if they get that far. Tried to check his swing, went around. Signs hitting 424 off lefties coming into the ball game and 264 off righties. Down the count, no balls and 1 strike. Chopper to short. Go the long way for the final out of the inning. Well, the leadoff single is stranded. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, a man left on base. We've completed 7-5 San Jose State with the lead. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
At GCU, earning your degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. To find your purpose, it takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience in delivering real-world degree programs online. GCU's online class size averages less than 17 students with full-time faculty. Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Call us today at 855-428-7692.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Jeremy Smith back out on the hill to start the 8th. 7-5 San Jose State with the lead. Bottom third, Mendoza, Stefanke, and Breen. These are the guys that caused Smith some trouble in his first inning of work in the 6th. He walked the man at the plate, now Mendoza, and then gave up a 2-run bomb to Stefanke, and that's the difference in the ball game. Nobody warming up in the Lopes pen. I want to see if they can get out of Smith here. Missed inside, ball 1. Mendoza hitting 300 on the year. No homers, 8 RBI. 2-0. And after that second pitch misses, we got some action in the bullpen. 3-0. Josh Andrews, it looks like, getting ready to start throwing down there, but it'll take him some time to get ready. Walked him on 4. This was the first batter he faced coming in the 6th, and he walked him then, and the man coming to the plate hit a 2-run homer. That was on a 1-1 count. We got a pinch runner now.
Pitch running in first base for Mendoza, number 8, Corey Olivet.
Corey Olivet, the pinch runner, 5'9" junior out of Los Gatos, California, and Los Gatos High. So he's on to run for the catcher Mendoza. So Olivet now your pinch runner down at first. There goes the runner. Stefanke swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Strike 1. Olivet wasting no time whatsoever. Olivet 4 for 5 in stolen bases. Smith didn't even give him the time of day, and he took off. See if Jeremy throws over there this time. Stefanke is your 8-hole hitter, but he's got a double and a 2-run homer in this one, so not thinking about bunting him here. There's a runner again. They throw back behind him, didn't get him. Boy, that was close. A good throw by Griffin Barnes to put the ball right on the bag, and Olivet started, came back to first. One count. 7-5 lead here in the 8th. San Jose State up by 2. Line drive going to get over Bull's head. That might get into the gap and get to the wall. If it does, Olivet with his speed is going to score. He's already tossed the batting helmet. He's going to head into score without a throw, and it is an 8-5 ball game. 3 RBI now on the day for Stefanki, and he's got 2 doubles and a homer in the 8-hole.
Second baseman.
Michael Breen. Breen 0 for 3. Homer? No homers, 17 RBI. They check over to make sure that Olivet touched the bag, and he did. Andrews still warming up in the pen. So a nice insurance run, and with no outs and a man on second, they're looking for more. Yeah, Breen would drop one down here to move the man to third, or if he'll hit away. He's going to hit away, it looks like, in there for strike 1. But it all started with the walk. Olivet scored after pinch running the walk to Mendoza. Mendoza scored back in the 6th inning after walking and running, staying in to run for himself. Oh, 1 ground ball, gloved by the pitcher. Doesn't even look to the runner at second, but the runner at second held. Well, Smith didn't even turn around to look at Stefanki, but boy, he held his ground. That's the first out in the top of the order coming up. Kellen Strom. Strom 0 for 4. Ground out to the pitcher, ground out to third, struck out swinging, ground out to second. Well, excuse me, swing, fouls it back. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. The pitch caught the outside corner. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Second strikeout of the night for Strom. And that is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Smith. 2 outs. And the ever dangerous Williams coming up, but Coach Stankiewicz is going to go to the bullpen for this batter. Should be number 31, Josh Andrews, coming in. Andrews, the 5'11" sophomore out of Queen Creek, Arizona, and Queen Creek High School. Andrews, 4.6 ERA. This will be his 19th appearance. Does have 1 save in 15 2/3. Giving up 12 hits, 8 runs. They were all 8 earned. Walked 12 and struck out 19. Opposition hitting .226 against Andrews. So Smith heads to the dugout, and he's still responsible for Stefanki down there at second base. And I was just looking at the numbers here. Stefanki has really been the main blemish here for Jeremy Smith. Look what Smith has done so far. In 2 2/3, he gave up 2 hits and 3 runs, walked 3 and struck out 3, but those 3 runs were all driven in by Stefanki. The 2-run homer in the 6th and the double in the 8th, and he drove in himself, of course, with the 2-run homer. And the other 2 RBI were to Mendoza and Olivet, but Olivet was pinch running after Mendoza reached on a walk. So Stefanski has really been the dagger for Jeremy Smith. So Josh Andrews on the mound. Same 2 teams tomorrow at 2. Lopes scored 5 in the 2nd and have been shut out ever since. San Jose State 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th, and 1 here in the 8th. They have just gotten to double digit in hits, 8 runs, 10 hits. Neither team has made an error. So Williams at the plate. Williams, the right fielder, has had a nice night. Singled, walked, singled. Finally, Lopes got him out with a fly out to left. But he's been on base 3 times and scored twice. Williams hitting .284 on the year. Fastball up high. Ball 1. Foul back. Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a righty down there in the pin, getting loose. Is that Borhoff? Inside, 2-1. I think a big righty down. I think it is Mick. The 2-1. That one ripped up the middle for a base hit. They're going to try to score the run. Pavlica comes up, firing, cut off. 9-5. The base hit single. That is the 3rd single of the ball game for Williams. 4th time he's been on. And he picks up his first RBI. Stefanski comes in. That run will be charged to Jeremy Smith. And San Jose State continues to pad their lead. Nashid coming up to the plate. So Lopes just having a devil of a time getting that final out of the inning. Fastball misses outside. Nashid hitting .275, 1 homer, 10 RBI on the year. He is 2 for 3 with a run scored in this one. Also reached on a walk, so he's been on base 3 times. He grounded into a double play his first at bat, but since then he's singled and scored, singled and walked. 2-0. Three and 0. Lopes just needs somebody to start throwing strikes here. $11 hits on the night for San Jose State. Snap throw over. Runner Williams is back. Now they got the runner picked off. Throw down and a run down. Back to Evans. Can Evans track him down? He does, and that's the inning. Well, the pickoff caught stealing. And Williams retired, but not before. They put a couple runs across, do the Spartans, and lead this one 9-5 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. If you're visiting campus this summer, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill. Perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Rooms start at $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com. Hotel guests receive a discount on tee times at the GCU Golf Course.
Fielding changes for San Jose State. Moving from left field to catcher number 12, Joseph Stefanski. Remaining in the game in left field, number 8, Corey Olivet.
9-5. Spartans with the lead. The Lopes jumped out to a 5-0 lead in the second, and Spartans have been scoring runs ever since. 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, and 2 now in the eighth. They lead at 9-5. Lopes have been a little stuck there. Joseph Stefanski moves in to catch after Mendoza was pulled for a pinch runner, Corey Olivet, and Olivet goes into left field. For the Lopes, bottom third, due up. We need a pinch hitter, though. It's supposed to be Wyatt Barnes and Mumper. Might get a couple pinch hitters here. Kona Quiggle. We're going to pinch hit here. And this will be interesting because Malice still has a bat in his hands. He may or may not pinch hit for Barnes because basically right now, Barnes is due up next. He's got a bat in his hands. Mumper's after him. He's got a bat in his hands. Who doesn't have a bat in their hands down there? Bulls got one. Looks like Cuba Bess is getting loose. Outside ball 1. So Kona Quiggle, 6'2" freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona, and Greenway High. Quiggle, this is his 30th game of the year. He started 18 of them. Up high, 2-0. Quiggle hitting .244. No homers, 6 RBI. Got quite a few starts when Pavlica was injured. Out in center field and left field. So Wyatt's day is done. Three 3-0. Bounce that one up there, did Tanner. Action down in the pin for San Jose State. Number 32, Josh Goldberg. Walked him on 4. So Quiggle, the pinch hit walk. And the Lopes have the leadoff man aboard for the second inning in a row. Let's see if they can do anything with it here. So Malice is going to come up and pinch hit for Griffin Barnes. I'd imagine he'll go in to play third base since Wyatt was pinch hit for by Quiggle.
Hitting for Barnes, number 13, Zach Malice.
So either Jared McDonald or Josh Meyer will come into the game to catch in the 9th. Malice at the plate. First pitch in there for a strike after 4 straight balls. Malice hitting .270 on the season, 2 homers, 17 RBI. Talked about it a little bit earlier. Malice, though, hitting a .190 off lefties and .302 off righties. Up high, laid off it. 1-1 the count to Zach Malice. Malice wears, of course, number 13, the 6'4" sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona, and Desert Christian High. Two and one. 3-1 the count. So Lopes got something going here in the 8th. Malice not getting a start in this one, but coming on as a pinch hitter. Went 3 for 11 in that series against Seattle. And he walked him. So back-to-back walks by Tanner, and that might be it for him as the pitching coach, Dean Stiles, heads out. And, well, he makes the motion that he wants the pitcher before he even gets to the foul line. So back-to-back walks. Going to get a pinch hitter for Mumper, too, so means that Dane Stankiewicz might be coming into play. Some defense here for GCU in the 9th. New pitcher number 32, Josh Goldberg, the 5'11 righty, the junior out of Long Beach, California, and Wilson High. Going to come on with a couple of guys on. It looks like Cuba Bessa is going to come on and pinch hit here. You're down 4, so you don't want to give up an out. You only got 4 of them left, and have Mumper try to bunt them over or anything like that. So you take your chances, bring a guy like Bess up against the righty who has that home run pop. Josh Goldberg, number 32 for this squad. A 5.5 ERA and a record of 2-4 in 25 appearances. He does have 3 saves in 37 2/3, 47 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned, walked 12 and struck out 33. Opposition hitting .315 against him. He does lead the team in saves. Balfour has 2 saves, but Goldberg with the 3 leads the team. He has given up 3 home runs and 12 doubles, so susceptible to the long ball. So Cuba Bess looks like he's going to come up to the plate. He's in the on-deck circle, taking some big cuts. The big lefty, Bess, a left-hand hitting freshman out of Frita, Colorado. And he is going to come up to hit. Bess hitting .270, no homers, 7 RBI.
Pitch hitting for number 28, Cuba Bess.
Bess hitting .071 against lefties, 1 for 14, but he's hitting .317 against righties. See if Bess can put a charge into one, or at least keep the line moving. Quiggle down at second, Malice at first. 9-5 ball game here in the 8th. Fastball, strike 1. Timmons playing behind Malice down there at first. Breaking pitch, ground ball right side. Will it get through? It doesn't. They go to second to get the lead run. And boy, that was a gutsy play there and a good play by Breen, but had just enough time to spin around and get the lead runner at second. Quiggle goes down to third. And Cuba Bess is on with the fielder's choice. Malice retired. First out of the inning. Top of the order, Austin Bull. Austin Bull hitting .351. Going to get a pinch runner. It's going to be Dane Stankiewicz for Cuba Bess. Well, Stankiewicz had to wait a little bit because Dane was down there in that little infield practice field warming up, because it seems like he's probably going to come in and play some shortstop here with Wyatt removed and Mumper removed. So he had to hustle in and go out and pinch run Cuba Bess. First pitch in there for a strike to Bull. Austin, as I said, hitting .351, tied for the team lead with LaRouge, who's hitting .351. 1 for 3. Lined out to right. Doubled in a run and scored in the second. Lined out to first. Fouled off. 0-2. Also reached his last time up on a walk. Bull hitting from the left side against the righty. Austin is .321 against lefties and .364 against righties. His only home run of the year, of his career, came on Friday night, hitting from the left side of the plate. They're holding Stankiewicz on to try to get that double play. Up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Bull. In the dirt, blocked, but the ball gets away. They're going to fake a throw down to second as Stankiewicz takes second on the wild pitch. Kind of goes 2-2 to Bull. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Two count. Base hit here could make things a bit more interesting. Lopes down by 4. Quiggle at third. Stankiewicz at second. Nobody up in the bullpen for San Jose State. Goldberg just in. The 2-2. 3-2. Now Bull's going to step out as Goldberg was taking a long time to get those signs. Vorhoff continues to warm down the left field line in the Lopes pin. The 3-2, ground ball right side. That'll produce a run. Bull out at first. Quiggle comes in to score. It is a 9-6 ball game. Dane Stankiewicz joins his father, Andy Stankiewicz, down there on third base. Second RBI of the ball game for Bull. Cuts a lead to 3 for Tom LaRouge, but there are 2 outs now. First time the Lopes have scored since the second inning. Ground ball right back up the box. Off the leg. Not going to get it in time. Base hit single. Infield single off the pitcher. Stankiewicz scores, and it's 9-7. Looked like it caught quite a bit of flesh. They're going to come out and have a look. Jason Hawkins, the skipper, doesn't make mound visits, but he's making a mound visit this time to make sure that Goldberg's okay. That was a comebacker. Got on him in a hurry. Nothing he could do, and he's trying to walk it off. It sure looked like it kind of caught him on the thigh. Hawkins out there now, the trainer, and joining him out there. So an RBI on the infield single. That brings Stankiewicz home, and it's 9-7. Guess they feel like everybody's okay. Bring up Ian Evans, and Evans could tie this thing up with one swing of the bat. Ian had a double in the second that drove in Bull and LaRouge. He is 2 for 4 in this one. Singled his last time up. He also hit one to the deepest part of the field to the warning track. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Good pitch from Goldberg to start him off with something off-speed. Garrison Schwartz on deck. The Lopes finally coming to life here in the 8th. Another off-speed pitch in there for a strike. 0-2, so he's just staying away from Evans, and Evans didn't like either of them, let him go by, and now he's down in the count. If Tommy wants to get going here, he stole the base back in the first inning. LaRue's a pretty good lead. Not a massive lead, but see if he takes another step. And Goldberg. Now Goldberg's going to step off and ask his catcher Stefanski to come out there. Stefanski got the start in left field. This is his first inning catching. So now they seem to be on the same page. The 0-2. In the air. To right. Coming over is Williams. Oh, and he misses the ball. Everybody's going to be safe. LaRouge is going to stop at third. And into second is Evans. I don't know if he lost that in the lights. I don't know what was going on. But, boy, he was just cruising over. It looked like a can of corn. And he reached up and couldn't hang on to the ball. So the inning stays alive, and now the tying runs in scoring position for Garrison Schwartz on the E9. LaRouge stops at third. Boy, that one almost just looked like he was on the run, reached up and overran it. So a gift for GCU. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. Garrison Schwartz with the chance to drive in a couple here and tie the ball game. Missed down low, ball one. Gary, a ground out, a strikeout, a walk, and a fly out. Little excuse me swing. It's going to be a tough play coming in. The third baseman's got it. Throws not in time. A run scores. A one-run ball game. Well, the Lopes aren't killing the ball. But an infield single off the leg of Goldberg. A air in right field. And now a little excuse me tapper. And it's a one-run game. And the tying run is down at third. LaRouge comes in to score the 8th run of the ball game. Garrison Schwartz gets the RBI, so Gary on the infield single regains the RBI title, or the lead, I should say, from Evans, who's down at third. So runners to the corners. We're getting a little visit to the mound. Doesn't look like anybody's ready out there, so this should just be a visit. Gary's going to come in and talk to his third base coach. Actually, Andy Stankiewicz is going to call Evans, Pavlica, and Schwartz. So everybody having meetings. And Kevin Doherty does not mind the break here, it seems. Moving a little slowly there. He's walking out now and might just yell something out, but allowing the long meeting to take place here. Doherty was hollering something to the dugout and had that card. He was looking at something in his chest pocket. Everybody back to their respective places, and Pavlik at the plate. 2 outs, runners at the corners, a chance to tie this ball game up. The Lopes scored 5 in the second, had been shut out since. They've got 3 across here in the 8th. Pavlik has been on 3 times. A walk, a hit by pitch, and a fielder's choice. Also flew out to center. 0 for 2 with the run scored. Going after the first pitch and fouls it straight back. Pavlik, 15 RBI on the season. Hitting .346 with runners in scoring position. Chopper to third. The throw across. In time to get Pavlica lunging for the bag. So The Lopes come up one short, but they make it a tight one as we go into the ninth. For GCU, 3 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and a couple guys left on base. 9-8 ball game headed to the ninth. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV and the WAC Digital Network.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the Oasis Resort-style pool, full-service fitness center, and enjoy Canyon 49's modern urban cuisine. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCVC, you'll never want to leave. Play at GCU Championship Golf Course, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, plus a brand new luxury clubhouse, golf pro shop, and restaurant, all run by golf management students. See why travelers from around the world can't resist the Valley of the Sun. Room rate $79 per night. Visit gcuhotel.com to book your visit today.
Well, the Lopes were helped along by an error in the 8th. They make it a 1-run game. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for San Jose State. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors for GCU. Some defensive changes. Dane Stankiewicz stays in the ball game at short. Zach Malice at third. Josh Meyer comes in as the catcher. He'll hit in the 7 hole. And your new pitcher is number 1, Mick Voroff. Mick, the 6'1 junior out of Sammamish, Washington, and East Lake High. Voroff, a 5.47 ERA. This is his 21st appearance. He does have 4 saves. 26 and a third. He's given up 31 hits, 18 runs, 16 earned. He's walked in and struck out 25. Opposition hitting .290 against Mick, and his job here, keep it a 1-run game. Give the offense a chance to come up and win this thing in the 9th. Looking ahead, it'll be Signs, Meyer, and Malice due up for GCU in the 9th. But first things first, Mick's got to go through the heart of the order. Nashid, Timmons, and Campbell, 3, 4, and 5. Well, Mick appeared in 1 ball game in that Seattle series. It was on Sunday and pitched 1 in the 3rd. The 3rd wasn't the problem. It was the last one in the 9th inning. That pitch misses. He got tagged for 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Just Mick probably very happy he gets a chance to get on the mound here just a couple days later. Try to get that bad taste out of his mouth. The 1-0. 1-1. In the air to right, slicing over. Gary on the run. Makes the running one-handed grab for the out. Well, Garrison Schwartz does it with that great instinct and a great first step. Doesn't have the speed of a Pavlica or a LaRouche. Not that he's slow by any stretch, but boy, he gets a great jump and a great read on the balls out there and right. He's turned himself into just a stellar defensive player out there. So the line drive out to right. Gary tracks it down. Shane Timmons at the plate. Fouls that one back. Timmons, his first time up, got a base hit single and then was caught stealing. Lined out to left, walked in the 5th, then struck out in the 7th. Mick Voroff on the hill, his 21st contest. Too late on that one. Tipped into the mitt. 0-2. Mick saw 24 ball games his freshman year, 19 his sophomore year. Threw 41 2/3 in that freshman campaign in 2015. The 0-2. Fouled it off. That was the year the Lopes won their last WAC title. They also went to the Division II College World Series in 2013, trying to win the WAC title for the second time in 4 years here in 2017. So, odd-numbered years, treating the Lopes well. The 0-2. Shot to the left side for a base hit. That was a breaking pitch that just hung up there, and Timmons deposited it through the 5.5 hole. Second base hit of the night for Timmons. Third time he's been on. That'll bring up David Campbell. Campbell ground out to second, singled and scored, walked, and struck out. Well, that one, Mick's just got to make a bit better of a pitch there through the off-speed offering, and it just hung out there. And Timmons, good enough hitter, he's not going to miss that one. Campbell in 292 on the year. No homers, 16 RBI. Slapped down to third and through the hands of the third base coach down there, Damon Lessler. Oh, 0-1 the count. Well, Mick, in that freshman campaign, struck out 39 in 41 2/3. Struck out 23 last year in 39 innings and 25 so far this year. The 1-1. There goes the runner. Got a good jump. The throw from Meyer. Should have got him. And they did. Stankiewicz with the tag. Another caught stealing. This one from Josh Meyer. So Timmons retired. Second time he's singled and then been caught stealing in this ballgame. That's the second out of the inning. 1-2 pitch. Foul tipped into the mitt. It should be strike three. Meyer wasn't sure. He got caught up in throwing that guy out at second too. Threw the ball back to Voroff, and Mick was like, I think we're done, right? So Voroff gets the line out on a great play in right field by Gary, running one down. Gives up the single. His catcher bails him out with the caught stealing, and then he strikes out Campbell to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. 9-8, GCU trails by 1. It'll be Signs, Meyer, and Malice due up. GCU Arena is hosting Movement Day Arizona this September. Movement Day is a gathering of ministry, marketplace, and nonprofit leaders who are passionate about the Phoenix area and the gospel of Jesus. Tickets are available at gcuarena.com. Signs to lead things off in the ninth. Lopes trail it by 1. Been a game of momentum shifts here. Lopes scored 5 in the second. Looked like they were cruising. San Jose State answered with 4 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 2 in the eighth. And looked like they were cruising. Lopes scored 3 in the bottom of the eighth, and now it's a 9-8 ball game. Signs to lead it off. First pitch in there for a strike from Goldberg. Signs walked and scored in the second inning. Ground out to second in the third, ground out to the pitcher in the fifth, and ground out to short in the seventh. 0-2. Josh Meyer on deck, came in as a defensive replacement. Malice in the hole. Quinn Cotton's got a bat in his hands down there, too. Seemingly, he would hit for Dane Stankiewicz. And if the Lopes tied it and had to go into extras, I'm not sure who would play shortstop. Chopper staying alive, 1-2 the count. Signs hitting .315 on the year, 2 homers, 10 RBI. The 1-2. In the air to right. That could be trouble, but it's slicing foul and out of the reach of Williams, and it is a foul ball. Well, Greg's got good power that opposite field. That one got all the way to the warning track, but Williams gave it a chase, couldn't catch up to it. 1-2. Signs hitting .375 as a leadoff man, which he is here. Little chopper, right side. Going to be a tough play. Signs hustling the throw just in time to get him. That's a tough play, and Breen made it. Nicely done by the second baseman, Michael Breen. First out. Josh Meyer came in as a defensive replacement. Threw a man out trying to steal. Coming up to the plate now. Meyer in .242 on the season. No homers, 12 RBI. Neither team hitting the ball extremely well with runners in scoring position, but looking at this entire game here. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. And Goldberg seems to be locked in here. But one key to this game is not so much with runners in scoring position, but San Jose State hitting close to 400 with runners on base. The 0-1. And that hits him. And Kevin Doherty is saying, stay here, stay here, stay here. Said he leaned into it. Count goes to 1-1 strike. Meyer being very slow and deliberate to come back and get 1-1 count. So Doherty's saying he leaned in over the plate on that one. Meyer ready to go. The 1-1. Little chopper foul. Stankiewicz fields it. Coach still got the moves from those playing days. Able to one-hand that one easily. Count goes 1-2 strikes on Josh Meyer with one out here in the ninth, and the Lopes trailing by 1. Tried to check his swing. He didn't. Throw down to first, and they get him on the strikeout. So Doherty calls him, said he went around, and that's a strikeout. Lopes down to their final out. Malice coming up to the plate. Malice walked his last time up. It's the only time up today. Malice in .270, 2 homers, 17 RBI. Last chance for the Lopes. Bounces it up there. Ball 1. And there for a strike. The 1-1. Action in the pin down there for San Jose State just in case. Goldberg's pitch right down the pipe. Lopes down to their final strike. 1-2 strikes now. Well, not enough scoring. Just 2 innings putting runs on the board. 1-2 strike pitch. Goldberg into the windup. In the air to left. Shallow left. Coming in. Olivet makes the grab, and that's the ball game. 9-8 your final in this one. 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 5 left on for San Jose State. 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors, 9 left on for GCU. And Lopes got out to that 5-0 lead, but went scoreless from the 3rd through the 7th. And San Jose State picked up 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, and 2 in the 8th. And that is the ball game. San Jose State gets their 4th win away from home. They go to 16-30-1. The Lopes drop to 24-23. Tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the Lopes' final home game of the season. Special thanks to Gina, Krista, Amber, Connor, Aaron, and Swade. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. I'm Michael Potter. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back at the ballpark. First pitch, 2 p.m. tomorrow. Have a great night. Go Lopes.